Wallace.
And we're going to be talking you through today's task. It's day 4, it's task 4. And meet director Steve Senior has set a 72 kilometer task. And if I bring up the map here, we can talk through that. But first, any takeaways from the yesterday? What were the big stories there? I think we had 91 pilots made goal. Sadly, a lot of pilots bombed out literally in the last 100 meters.
Yes.
Among them, Baptiste himself, he got penalized. So he came in first. He still held his victory, but there was only 11 points separating him from Marco Sommerfeld. So it's super close at the top. In the overalls for the contest, we still got Baptiste in front, Luke Nicol in second, and Aurelius Andrielianus in third place currently in the overalls. The women, meanwhile, I mean, Meta Krum is just having such an incredible...
Amazing time so far.
So she was 15th yesterday, 6th... she was 15th overall yesterday, but she's 6th in the overalls currently in the comp. So doing super, super well. And I think we hear from her in a minute. But first, let's have a quick look at today's task. So the organizer, Steve, during the briefing said, once again, they're going to keep it within the valley. The weather is looking a little bit more stable today. So it could be a slow start. There's going to be less cloud. Thermals should be working reasonably good, he said. Cloud base around 2527. So that's 2,500, 2,700 meters. So we've set a task which keeps us in the area, but is interesting and challenging. That is what Steve Senior said. So where it goes, it's a run first to almost as far as to Lake Annecy, to this peak, the Tête Torpin. That's the big turn point that you can see over Lake Annecy, and they just have to touch that and then race back to the start area. So where we can see pilots at the moment, they're on the Pic Jalouvre, I think is how you pronounce it, Jalouvre.
Sounds about right.
And they will be running south. So if we think about what's going to be working today, obviously, it's the east faces will be working in the morning, west faces in the afternoon. I mean, and that's how this sport works. So they'll be trying to work these east faces, whether they go work on the Lachat, which is this ridgeline on the east, or I think I pronounced that correctly, the ridgeline, the Les Augres, I think it is, Les Augres, along the just slightly to the north. So we'll see. The wind is slightly less today, so
that's good.
The whole lee side issue is less of an issue. Then they're back in the start area, and then they head south down here, and hopefully they should be able to pick up some lifts, some thermals. These south faces of these hills should be working. We've got the Danay, I think is somewhere in here in the middle, a south face there, and then it's on to L'Étal, and then they pick up the Aravi, and then from there it's basically full gas all the way back. So I think at this point we'll be legging it to the landing area, because the Aravi west facing, it'll be working really well, and we'll be seeing pilots go full speed all the way back.
Yeah, especially the hour they'll be at that Aravi is gonna be working.
So great atmosphere up on launch. We were up there earlier, and I got a chance to speak.
Simon, you worked a lot on this, buddy. Show it.
So we're with Simon Steiner. Simon, how are you doing?
Good, very good. Have a good morning, and ready for another good task.
We wanted to say hello to you because we're going to put a camera on you, so hopefully we'll get your feed during the day. So it'll be great to see you up in the air, and maybe even I'll call you during the race if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Or I will be on Zello. So we can, I can share some updates from the air live, and hopefully I'm staying with main gaggle or the lead gaggle, and have a good task. Yeah.
So there was a comment just there on you, the fact that you've got into shape. So have you kind of recently lost a lot of weight?
Yeah, for paragliding, it's unfortunate that I lost that much weight, because now I have to carry a lot of ballast. It's pretty heavy, my gear. And from next year on, I can't fly this gear anymore because I'm too light, or I need to carry too much ballast. 33k is the maximum allowed, and I'm at 35, carrying 8 kilos of lead and some water. So yeah, that's unfortunate for me.
Or you can eat some ice cream.
Yeah, or go back to fast food and get fat again. Yeah.
How much weight did you lose out of interest?
About 12 kilos in the last 6 months. And
You were
yeah.
fatty, eh?
No, it was. No, I'm fine. Just did a lot of sports and changed a little bit of diet. And, yeah.
No, keep this way.
Yeah.
And we can see you got the Swiss League T-shirt and the. So how was your performance in the league?
Swiss League, we do Swiss Cups, and unfortunately I can't attend all of them because I'm away on international comps. But we had a good Swiss Championship in Charmey a few weeks back, and now there I fly open category, not in sports class. But Gaetan was and Fred, they were both Swiss champion and vice Swiss champion, so they had a great time. I had a great time flying with them. It was great fun.
Fantastic. Well, look, have a great day today. Thank you, Simon Steiner. Julia, hi. How are you? How are you feeling today?
I feel good, thanks.
Did you have a good day yesterday?
Not too good for me. Yesterday was a little bit difficult, but I made it to goal finally.
Well, that's always
I
it.
was happy at the end.
And did you discover the sinking air as well? Did you have that issue at the finish?
Yeah, not only at the finish. I discovered some sinking air before and some headwind, and yeah, but yeah, finally it was good to be in goal.
Well, wishing you a good day today as well. Let's have a look as well. Scenes here of pilots just kind of sorting their wings out. We've got a little bit of backwind at the moment, but hopefully when this area turns on, that should change when this hill starts working. We've got Cyril. Do you have 2 minutes for a very quick interview? Sorry? I can say hello quickly.
Hello, how are you? And a good day for the good task today.
So this is Dad of Baptiste. How do we stay up with Baptiste? What's your advice to other pilots?
J'ai pas compris. Qu'est-ce qu'il a dit?
No, let me reframe it. How is your race going? Are you having a successful SRS?
Sorry for my English. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit?
No, tell us. No, it's my English.
Oh, it's so difficult because Baptiste is so quickly. He have a handicap with a glider, not very quickly, but he win every time.
We say early on the lift we should put him in an ENA, and he would still win.
Sorry for my English.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll leave you. Have fun today.
Yeah, I think we had a good task, and I think 72 kilometers just in the valley. We don't go out of the valley today, and we prepared the task yesterday with Baptiste, and it was zigzag inside the valley.
Okay. And yesterday was good for you?
Oh yes, it's a very nice task. We have just a problem with my instrument. I fly without instrument. I follow just the group. It's fun.
Fantastic. Well, Cyril, thank you. Thanks for the translation, Ali. I think maybe I need to work on my French. But Ali, you had a good day yesterday?
Okay day. Unfortunately, I was subject to the instrument malfunction at the start, so it was sending the start basically back to deco, back to the takeoff. So unfortunately, I had no instrument. I had to go into the bowl, reprogram the instrument, reset it, and rescan the code using my phone. So there's a lot of multitasking. I set off late, but honestly, the flying was gorgeous. So it was a great day.
Well, hopefully another gorgeous day today.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's looking good, and things are kind of working now. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Fantastic. Well, have fun.
Thank you. How was your day?
Baptiste, I'm sorry you're eating, but can I just ask you one question, which is, what is your advice to pilots today?
Well, I don't know how it will be looking. I can improvise depending on what you see in front of you, but yeah, take your time, especially earlier when we are not sure like the thermals are strong yet. So take your time on the approach of Lachar and yeah, just don't rush it.
Fantastic. Okay. So we're with Sarah Zimmerman. Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. The sun is shining, weather looks nice, maybe a little bit stable, but we'll see.
Yeah, I heard that I think the task will be stay within the valley. So is that good for you?
I think it doesn't matter actually. I already bombed out over to Aussie, so I don't want to do it again. But it's nice to fly over there. So for me, it doesn't matter if we stay here or go further.
How is this week going for you?
Not too great actually. I messed up the first and second task. Yesterday I did good. So we'll just keep on going, but I don't have any chance to win something, I think.
Well, have fun and good luck today.
Thanks a lot.
Can we have a chat with you? Could you introduce yourself firstly?
I'm Linda.
Linda Hoch.
Yes.
Can we see your eyes? Can we see it? It's always nice. There we go.
You can try.
Linda, you having a good SRS?
Yes, so far I would say it's going good. I made goal 3 times, so I'm still in the game.
Have you done many SRSs?
No, it's my first one.
It's your first time. So how is that experience?
It's really nice. The scenery is really nice, and I like the task setting so far.
And how do you like the area? Is it your first time flying here?
I've been actually at Easter at Annecy, at the lake, at the Col de la Focla, but otherwise I don't know it.
Where's your local flying area?
Well, Switzerland, all of Switzerland. I live in Zurich, so everything is far in Switzerland for me, but I can go to every place at the same time.
Fantastic. Well, good luck today. Good luck to you both, Sarah. And I think that's where we'll leave it for the moment. So let's see how the race goes today. And count me in.
We have marked in a race.
Yeah, the thing's coming to an end. Can we tell me when? So welcome back to us two, Millie and I. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a flavour of the mood up on launch this morning. But I think overall there's just big smiles and everyone's happy. I mean, it's looking taskable all week.
Yeah. We have got some rain coming in, I think, right the weekend as the comp finishes. So
right when I was
the weather gods just like, they didn't bless us for our time off, but they blessed the comp for sure.
It's good for the competitors. So a little update. The task is starting in 7 minutes. So it starts at 12:45. And we'll see when you look at the map here on the task that the big circle in red will turn green. That means
it's game time.
It's game time. It's on. I can't guarantee that the timing of the app is synced. There's a little bit of a delay with live tracking, as there is with all live trackings out there. So we'll probably see the pilots moving before that turns green. So but overall, it's looking like it's great. It's working. We're with Mark Janaway in the air this morning, so it gives you great scenes of the gaggle. I spoke to Mark and his dad Brett up on launch earlier, and it was funny. I was asking them about if there was any father-son rivalry, and Mark was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to beat him, but I haven't beaten him yet. But it'll come. He's only 18 years old, so give him another, I don't know, couple of weeks or couple of months, and for sure he'll be up there." But Brett had an interesting day yesterday. He was explaining about elevated goals and how really important they are, that you come in high, because yesterday so many pilots just came in, they just hit this horrendous sink just before the finish.
Yes, it was wild.
Brett among them. And he came in downwind and just basically on his arse, cranked a turn and kind of skidded in. And he sort of said, "Oh, my wrist's sort of okay." So he wasn't the only one.
I mean, it was still. I went for an evening flight, and it was still really, really blowing hard at like after 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
So, gives you an idea.
And I know some people's team said, Valley's breathing, push and go. And then they all did. And as they went in, they were like, it's not breathing. And some barely didn't make it to goal. They landed a field away. And so it was quite wild. Everyone's on the radio telling everyone, it's sinking, it's sinking.
I think I counted, it was nine pilots who bombed out in the last kilometre.
Yeah, it was sad to watch. You're watching them go, they have to turn and land.
One of them was Ruben Hutter, and if you haven't seen it already, we shared some of his footage from above the ROV. That is on our Paragliding Live Instagram channel. It's also on the Cross Country magazine, XE Mag channel, so that's really amazing. The sad thing is that, Ruben says afterwards, oh, I'm really disappointed by my flight. And it's like, well, yeah, but until the moment you bombed out, you didn't do well. You bombed out in the last few hundred meters, but what a flight up and down the ROV.
Yeah, people said they saw him just cranking up to cloud base and were quite jealous of his positioning quite often through the race. So bummer at the last moment to have that sink hit them.
So one of the people we saw earlier at the beginning of that little videotape is Simon Steiner, and we're going to hear from him in the air. He's got a camera rigged up, so hopefully we'll get some footage from him and he'll give us an update from the air. Otherwise, we've got Mark Janaway. Who else do we have in the air with us? Let's have a look. Ruben Hutter, he's back again. Helena Cargill, she's also in the air with us. Dominaziano, he is also there. And Getan Gerber, his feed isn't working at the moment. So I also had a long chat with him, actually. Really interesting, talking about mental strategies, like how do you deal with the stress before a task, like the waiting game in any kind of performance sport. It's always tough. And with paragliding, of course, there's perhaps more waiting than most. So how do you deal with that? And he says, it's really key to stay calm. He does a lot of meditation, breathing exercises. And the other thing is when he's flying, he has quite a few exercises that he does that are actually useful to everyday pilots. Is when he has a thermal that's really successful or a really good start, or he does something well, he just tries to bank that memory so that you can pull it out the bag again the next time. So you try and okay, that worked really well. Hold that memory. Just try and remember that feeling.
Mm-hmm. There's already been some good for the day, so not to focus on bad always.
Absolutely. Just trying to remember that, and hopefully it triggers. It doesn't always work, he said.
But you remember, you got a good climb for the day, so maybe another good climb's coming.
So just looking at Cianci Domiziano, and what a place to be with that gaggle.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to the sport, you might be thinking, oh my word, look at that. Isn't it kind of hairy, scary? Have you ever flown in like a big gaggle?
Oh yeah. The one thing I would say that makes this gaggle less scary is the glider ratings all are similar. We don't have really high performance gliders that are scissoring through the sky different or different type of thermaling. They're all very similar in that C, high B category. So it makes it a little funner.
The other thing to say, it's not just they're similar wings, but they're similar ability. So everyone kind of can predict pretty much what the others are doing. These guys, their worst fear is being in a gaggle with a bunch of numpties, basically.
Yeah.
So it's quite funny. Last year, I was in a gaggle with all the X-Alps pilots just before the race. And I was thinking I was a superhero. Oh, look, there's Kriegel, there's Tommy Friedrich. And then when we landed, I chatted with Tommy, one of the young Austrian pilots. And Tommy, I said, thanks for showing the way on the thermal. And he kind of looked me up and down and goes, it was you.
It was you.
I was like, oh, what did I do? And he goes, no, it's nothing. And then he said, well, actually, there's a couple of things. So he gave me some good advice, good advice.
That's good. Today, what is making it less crazy as well is they set a turn direction for the launch area, and today is a right turn day. So everyone should be turning the same direction, so we don't have any left turns, right turns, and people coming head on. So once they exit that area, though, then it is who sets the thermal will make it. So if someone's turning left, you come to it, you also turn left. Converging thermals kind of have to get a little creative on, which way they switch up to, but Yeah, so it's kind of like being on the freeway. We're all on the correct side of the freeway right now.
And also, when you're like the freeway analogy, if you're going head to head, you turn to the right. So like for the Continentals and Americans, obviously that's pretty easy. But for those of us who drive on the correct side of the road, on the left-hand side,
Yeah, right.
we have to think is you turn to the right. So
yeah, so there are ways that they can avoid and make moves that will be predictable for everybody else.
But also, of course, it's up to the responsibility of every pilot just to avoid a collision and just to move. You don't have to blink. It's not a game of like.
Yeah, we're not going head on. It's at a certain point you go, where's clear airspace? Let's go there.
Now, according to my watch, we are just moments away from the start of the 4th task. So we're going to be seeing very quickly. If we bring up the map view, let's bring up the map view.
Looks like they're all positioning themselves on the top of that ridge to be able to nail that start.
So that's the Pic de Jalouve. And it's absolutely stunning. I was heading there myself yesterday evening. It was still working at 5 o'clock, 5:30 when we launched, and then just got absolutely drilled just before I approached it. And I know Mark said something like that, it's difficult to know which way the wind is going because the valley breeze does come up the valley, but I think on this occasion there was a col and it was coming up and over, so I was just getting flushed.
Yeah.
So, but obviously in the morning it's working well, and we can see it looks like pilots have already set off. Now this sport, if you're kind of new to it, or it's very similar to sailing. It's all about the start. The start is so important, and there's a whole skill set in getting a good start and being on the start line. Unlike sailing, there's a 3 dimensions here, whether you're up or down. Obviously your height is good, but when that start gun goes, you gotta be off.
Yep, and have a line that's going to get you where you want to be efficient. If not, you're going to be chased behind people.
And the start gun itself, everyone has the task loaded into their instruments, and usually it'll sound an alarm.
Yeah, like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, or something. You can.
There's not a Frenchman with his shotgun.
That'd be great on the radio, pa-pa! But no. So hopefully they've inputted it correctly into their GPSs, so they are getting the correct start time.
So this is footage from Chenru Lei from China. And she's based out here.
And it looks like start is a go now. Just went green, and they are all on the move.
Look at that. What an incredible sight. It's super cool.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see these lines they take across, see if we stay close together or if this spreads out today.
So I'm just pulled up Ali Matthews.
Ooh, look at Helena.
So she's at 2,600, Ali Matthews. I spoke to her earlier. She was on that little tape we just played. Baptiste looks like he's out in front with Getan on his shoulder.
Working for those lead points. Every point matters.
Getan was another pilot who bombed out yesterday. Who else is up there? Frédéric Monet. The Swiss are doing really well in this contest. And Mathieu Muzelek also. Who's this over here? Tudor Dobrantu. We haven't really come across Tudor. See who else is in there. Nuno Gomez, Colin Rathbun, Thibault. Okay, I got crazy view.
Yeah, but man, Helena's getting that start, gaggle, glide view for us. Look at all of those pilots. All on glide to that next spot where they're going to be able to tank up or see what they need to do to get those lines correctly moving. Really nicely spread out, so it's going to really paint the lift really nicely instead of all ducks in a row. Going to help them all see the terrain and the lift good, nice.
So a reminder on the forecast, cloud-based predicted to be in the region of 2,500 to 2,700 meters. That's the upper limit of how high they can fly. That said, and also it's looking to be a little bit more of a stable day. Now, for this sport, if I can give this kind of short explainer, you need the air to be unstable. You need those parcels of air to be able to rise, and that for that needs to happen, you need to be able to have unstable day. And when it's stable, it just feels in the air just a bit more sticky. It's a bit more harder for those parcels of air to rise up through the atmosphere. So that makes it a little bit more challenging. But on the flip side, it's less windy.
Yes, so that's going to help those thermals stay a little more collected and not drift them maybe where they don't want to be today.
And it also means that they can potentially be on both sides of a ridgeline.
Yeah.
So normally you would be on the windward side, so that wind is kind of lifting you up. And the trouble with the lee side is that the wind comes up and it's a bit like a wave hitting a sea wall. It kind of goes up and then it just crashes down on the other side, which can make it super dangerous for pilots. So pros and cons really of today. It's just a slightly different day. Every day is different.
Yeah. I know yesterday some people had some interesting air they flew into. People were talking about, a little bit of collapses they took. It was, everyone was telling about their stories in the landing zone, a lot of energy and a lot of teammates talking about what they were sharing on the radio, pushing away or, having to kind of get back in the game to go, okay, I'm out of that spot. I'm in the good air again. Let's get back at this. Stay brave. Let's go. Trust my wing.
And a lot of pilots will be thinking, will be having that that mindset as well with this competition. Sarah, sad to hear her say that she's kind of out the comp, but where do you go from that? You were hoping for a podium and, you realize now it's no longer possible, but here you are, you're still competing. And with a view like this from Helena Cargill, I mean, that's just glorious, isn't it?
Right, and she's going to do more comps. So these next days is learning, growing. What can she do better? Now she doesn't have the stress. She can push a little more and go, ooh, that move worked, or maybe that one didn't, and a little less pressure to deal with.
A couple of pilots had instrument malfunctions yesterday. But as you can see, as long as you can follow the pilots in front, knowing when to turn when you've hit a turn point, that's maybe a bit more challenging. But this is not a race where you really need to have top-notch navigational skills. So I wonder if we can have a look at some of these. Let me look at the leaderboard. What sort of altitudes people have got? We seem to be 2-4, 2-3, 2-400. 2005 for Marcus Sommerfeld, he's at 2-5. Mark Janaway is at, that's Magdalena Janaway. She's at 2-5 as well. So obviously the day is working. The day is on. So Magdalena, I saw yesterday evening, she was in her road cycling kit. And she was going for a spin on the bike.
Awesome.
Because spending a day in the air is just, I guess you're not burning.
It works different muscles than, you're not getting that cardio, you're not getting that burn off to sleep good for the night.
The Tour de France is on at the moment. You see those guys, it's crazy. They do a stage, they do 150 kilometers in the day. And then they're on their wind down bikes at the end, just to kind of like spin off the legs.
Yeah, wild.
So I guess that's what Magdalena's doing. Oh, the other funny thing I was going to say is, it was a little bit of a communication breakdown with Cyril this morning. His English is actually quite good, but maybe it was the way I phrased the questions and he wasn't able to understand me. But maybe there's a reason for that, and it's something Steve Senior said at the start in the briefing, was that he's become a grandfather for the first time. Baptiste's twin sister gave birth literally moments after I think it was moments just before they landed, before Baptiste landed. So, maybe he probably didn't get a lot of sleep in the night. And, but what a magical moment for him in his life. So, but that might have been why he wasn't able to just understand any English this morning. Of course, being in France, I should really be speaking in French.
Yeah, well, all I know is that's what the next world champion just popped out on that day. So we're going to give it 20 years or maybe even 16. We're seeing that 16-year-old pilot's killing it.
Hey, it's really good you mention Victor Aguilera, because he came third yesterday. So we had Baptiste, Marco, and then Victor. And Victor is in the overalls, is in fourth place.
Yeah, incredible. 16 years old. I can't imagine making these three-dimensional decisions when I was 16 years old. So, talent.
Yeah, you need a kind of mature head on you. In fact, one of the pilots, I can't remember who it was, that said, yesterday was a day for, you needed to be for the grown-ups. Was the way I thought it was a wonderful turn of phrase, was the ROV. That was it. The ROV was for grown-ups,
Well, what was interesting was like we talked to Mark Janaway, and he was just like, oh, no, it was fine, all good.
Yeah, but
and other people were like, it was full on, and so it was interesting. The younger guys seemed to have been a little more mellow about the conditions than.
But I kind of understand what they're saying, because I had this flight at in the evening that I was fully anticipating to be just a cruisy hike and fly. And I was having to be really active in the air. It was working really strong. I picked up a 3.5 meter thermal above the town. I was getting lift and I wasn't even turning. I was just going, I had a forward speed of 10 kilometers an hour and just going up and up and up and up and up. And my land, when I did eventually get down, my landing wasn't exactly backwards, but I didn't have a lot of forward speed. So, and that's just staying within the bowl of Grand-Bornand. I mean, what it's like on the ROV. Who was it who was saying you could look down and you could see the clouds building and beneath you coming up. So do you think we should check in with one of our pilots?
I think we should. I think they've gotten out of that start. The adrenaline's settled. They're on a good glide to the next point. Probably a good place for us to get that in-air update.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to Jelle Johansson,
our in-air reporter.
So let's see if we're going to try. So we're failing to get hold of him on the phone. So we've got a new system today, which is to get him on Zello. So, Jelle, are you there? Can you give us an update? We'll just have to wait and see if he comes on. We've also got Simon Steiner in the air as well. I'm going to try and get him on the Zello if we can't get Jelle.
It looks like Yili's giving us a nice view of the forest tops right now.
The tops of the trees. That's what he's giving us a view of.
See if we see any wildlife down there.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking, I'm getting a little bit low here. But we could try Simon. Let's try, see if we can get Simon. Hey, Simon, this is Tarquin. Can you talk? Can you give us a little update on where you are?
This is Simon.
Looks like he's on those rears in that same scenario of just keeping it together right now. So I think maybe they're all still focused.
I think they're losing a lot of height.
It looks like
they're
are.
Losing. I'm just pulled up the board here, the leaderboard. So this is on SRS.live, and we can see in this left-hand column that we've got altitudes. And a moment ago it was 2,4. They've pushed out, and they're getting low on the Lachat. It's 1,700, 1,800. Everyone is really low. No one is above 2,000 meters.
So got to climb their way back up.
So let's have a look. What is going on here? This east face of the Lachat is not working. Someone has struck out. Luke Nicol, now he's a great pilot, definitely one to watch. This British pilot based in Switzerland. He's flopped over onto the west side. Now I wonder why he's done that. Maybe hoping to benefit from a bit of breeze. Maybe he's just seen something, but we've got a little bit of a split here. Fred Monet, Guetta, so this is the Swiss team, and Baptiste. So they're still hugging the top of that ridge, but their altitudes are just, Baptiste 22 meters AGL above ground level.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a lot of margin.
And on days when they don't have that base wind to make that little kind of wave to kind of maintain with before the next push comes through, it's really important. These guys really look at the terrain. They're flying the lower halves right now. Terrain is important. Where's the wicking points? Where's heat? Where's a trigger? And put yourselves there. So we'll see.
Remember, one of the things that Baptiste said just before the briefing was go slow. The day may... it might be a slow start, and maybe that's what we're seeing here. It's just not really working that well. Maybe it's also this stability, this thermals
a little
aren't
high
so
pressure today.
The thermals aren't working so strong. It is a big high pressure over the whole of Europe at the moment, and that high pressure literally pushing down.
All right, we got Yili back.
Hey Yili, tell us what's going on. It seems you're quite low. So we're just waiting for Yili to get back to us.
They are giving us a nice view of that rock face though right now. Climbing their way out. Looks like quite a few pilots have gotten up and they're thermaling a little up now. So hopefully that breath came up and we'll get some saves.
That's for sure what they're going to be hoping as well. Have we got anyone? I'm looking for the really low ones. I'm seeing. I have a cruel mind. I'm just looking to see if anyone has actually not made it already.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a Matthew Glass. He's just caught something low. He's about 100 meters up, but he's gotten a couple turns in. And it looks like most people on the ridge are about 50 meters up off the ground. They're starting to come up from that 27 you said. So we're getting into the hundreds now on that ridge, almost 200.
Oh, just to say, Luke Nicol, he's at 2-2. So the north side of the Lachaux Ridge is working.
Yeah.
He's at 2-2. Where is, let's see if we can find Baptiste. Where is Baptiste? And who's pushing out here? So right in front. Oh, Thierry Auer, he's only at 1,000 meters. So it looks like they've stopped to get some lift here, because they're all getting quite low at the Rocher des Traversiers. Fred Monet, he's got an altitude of 1,300 meters. If I actually get a better view on the leaderboard. So Luke Nicol, who's quite far back in the rankings, but he's got the height.
Yeah, it looks like he's climbed a 7.
Oh no, Baptiste is now at 2-2. So
Okay, I just need to know on what channel we are going. Live audio would have been easier for me, but let's go on Zello now with a quick message like this. So, we are pushed pretty low in here. Everybody thought the ridge would work, but it was a bit flashy. Probably off a little bit of north and belly wind from there. But now everybody is kind of re-establishing nicely. We see up there Jean-Baptiste already pushing nicely, and maybe Luc Nicol, maybe Marc Ozone, a Gen team pilot over there, pushing after him. They made the right move on the high ridge, and above the ridge, arriving above the ridge, which was really necessary to connect quickly to the thermal. Everybody's over there turning. Everybody else pushed low, hoping to find some better climb. And now we are up, trying to make the best out of this one. Ruben Hutter pushed there in the front. Hopefully he's getting something now. But it's also maybe getting into the lee side of that ridge line there. That's so far what I can tell you.
Sounds like he's having fun.
Yeah.
Let's try and get him back on. Yili, if you can hear me and you can reply, can you explain why some pilots have flopped onto the lee side, among them Luke Nicol, a few other pilots as well? What would be the reason for going on the on the west side of that ridgeline? So,
see if we get a reply or if he's got to get back in the game.
I think he's kind of like, probably his mind is fairly occupied, is clearly in lift.
Yeah, because we need him to stay.
They saw it probably, or assumed it, that it's maybe a bit flashy. It's the lee side, of course, where we are a bit, but only a light one. We don't have that strong over-ridge or wind. So there's a bit of belly wind coming. Getting a little lee side, probably did have soaring possibility. Like we saw in task 2 with Jean-Baptiste. He was nicely soaring the backside at the end of the day of these ridges, soaring probably the belly winds mainly.
Okay, that was Yili Johansson giving us a report live in the air, and we've actually got him. I think his feed is just cut out. But yeah, great stuff there from Yili. I'm just going to say thank you. Yili, thank you for that report. And next time, try the other mic. We'll see if that's any better, but all good. We can still hear you. Thank you. So that's Yili Johansson, our aerial race reporter. He's in the air. And
he has definitely climbed out from those treetops. Now we're seeing tops of mountains. So nice job staying in the game for us.
They got the climb they needed. So let's check in on the race. Interesting. Yeah, he was saying it was a bit flushy. You know, they were getting this, obviously this, meeting this cold air and getting flushed down. But it seems now they've got the lift they needed. And when we look at the leaderboard, here we go. They're much better. They're in the sort of 2000s.
Thanks, guys.
They're in the 2000s. Luke is at 2.3, so his decision to flop over to go onto the lee side, maybe it was benefiting from the valley breeze, the little bit of wind, the soaring possibility. But I'm not sure. You know, he really rocketed up. That's not soaring. I mean, he's clearly got a thermal on that.
Yeah, clearly some thermic lift there.
Thermic lift is working better. So the thing is updated. But yeah, people, the main pack, the main gaggle, pretty much everyone now is well over 2,000 meters, which is great. So they'll be feeling really happy. We've got some high outs. Magdalena, 2,500 meters. How's Meta?
She's holding on. I saw.
She's quite far. Meta, she's quite far back. She's sort of in that kind of. She's still within that gaggle.
Yeah, still can catch up.
Let's see if
still
we can
part of
pull
it.
her up on the map. So if you're on SRS.live, you can do this on the. You find the pilot in the leaderboard, and then you click on them. This little box comes up, and we can see she's at 27 kilometers an hour, and she's going up at 1.8 meters a second. So I think in terms of elevation on speed, I was Googling this yesterday, that if you're 2-3 meters a second, that's nothing. That's equivalent to a regular office
nice,
building.
Relaxing.
But
climb.
when you start getting in the 6s and 7s, that's like a skyscraper elevator.
Yeah, you're climbing quick.
That's your ears are popping because of the pressure difference. So Meta, she should be in the color.
Kind of a pink and yellow.
I've lost her. Here we are, red. No, that's Ali Matthews. We were talking to her earlier. Here she is. So Meth is a little bit far back, but she's in a great position, 2,300 meters. But look, it looks like we've got Luke that decision to pay off. Really interesting. So he didn't follow the gaggle. He took his own line. I mean, and so the lead out points for that will be massive as well.
Yeah, getting as much points as he can to really get his rankings where he can by the end of the week.
So he took a bold decision to come on the, and now look, everyone is on the west side of that Lasha, actually. That's really interesting. So it's clearly worked a lot better.
Yes.
Luke is going to tag this turn point pretty soon. He's at 2,000 meters. But not far behind him, you've got the chasers.
Yep.
You got Baptiste. These his teammates really. It's Matthias Kronefeld, Piotr Karolak. Okay, we haven't come across him much. And who else is just in that? I think in the teams, I think the Gin team is very strong at the moment. Gin 2, Luke Nickel, Marco Sommerfeld, and Victor Aguilera and Simon Steiner. I mean, they are. Yeah. I think they're all out favourites.
It's a very strong team. Yes.
And they're really hot on the strategy. It's not like, oh, we're all in the team. Yeah, let's see how we do at the end.
They're in the air talking, making sure they're giving the data that the ones in front are feeling and
Absolutely, really good communication skills, talking to everyone, saying where the lift is, where the glide is, where you need to be. Oh, great view there from Mark Janaway.
yeah.
Wow.
We went from kicking the top to the trees to breathing and
Cruisy.
on cruise.
Maybe we should give Mark a call, see if he can take a call.
We'll get his cool, calm, collected feedback.
Yeah, he's quite laid back, Mark. Let's see. Let's see. He did say this morning he couldn't hear his phone ring. So it looks like he can't hear him.
Yeah.
Never mind, never mind. I wonder if there's anyone else who we could give a call whose feed is working.
Chat message. WhatsApp chat.
Maybe we could try Mark on a WhatsApp. Oh, we've got a chat message that's come in from Torsten Moira. Baptiste Lombard yesterday was in fear of a penalty, but seems he didn't get one. Can you give some inside info here? What are the rules? Ha ha. Now, this is the dark arts of the scoring system. I actually had a chat with Ulrich Jessup about the scoring, and it's a complicated algorithm. Let's put it like that way. You do get penalised. The goal is an elevated goal.
Yep.
So you have to. So if the goal is set at, I think it was 300 meters yesterday or 400 meters, you will get a modest penalty if you come in underneath that threshold. But the lower you are, the greater the penalty. So that in the sort of the lowest 100 meters, you're getting much more. You're getting, the rate at which you're getting penalised is much, much higher.
Yeah.
So Baptiste did get a penalty, but it was not that high enough that it meant it cost him his win yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's
he was able to tag that finish line before he really dropped too low to come in. So,
but to actually define it and put some numbers on it, it's quite difficult because it's a kind of algorithm thing.
They just numbers go into the computer and it pops out the
in the other end, and it was actually quite hard to even get Steve Senior and Ulrich Jessup. Neither of them could really give the
because no one wants to say it's going to be this much or that much, and then the algorithm,
Yeah, so there you go.
But it seems a lot of people got some little tax onto those little penalties. So a lot of people got that sink on that final glide in, and quite a few were a little nervous on how much deductions they were going to get, but it seemed reasonable. So
we're now with Chen Roulet and Martin Krauchik. I'm guessing he's from Poland, Marcin.
Lives in Netherlands.
But he lives in the Netherlands, I've been told. And his feed is frozen, so we'll try and find someone whose feed is still live.
Yeah, it's tough because these are working off cell data and things. So as they're moving to different places along these mountains, we're getting clear or not clear, but pretty amazing stuff to see live.
Okay, and we've got a turnaround already. And it's Matthias Grunefeld.
All right.
Who's turning around. No, but excuse me, we've got Luke is already tagged it some time ago and is racing his way back. So now it's pretty much back the way you came. This is going to be, I think, a fast and furious race, and we need to be on our toes here because it's kind of like a festive day here in Le Grand-Bornand. We got a market day, and so it's back routes to the landing field. So we're going to have to navigate.
Yeah, my car had to stay, so I had to ride my bicycle around today because I couldn't pull. I was like, well, not moving today.
So they now on the task. If I can pull that up, yeah. They head basically back to the start area, and it's a huge radius, so they can tag anywhere along that green line. The radius, I think, is 7 kilometers. Would that be right? But it's a big old area.
And luckily they can kind of tag that and then get back to that tête de ronde to climb back up and then get onto the move to the next place. And it looks like that's what most of them are doing, is hitting it, getting to the top of that tête de ronde so they can max altitude for their next move.
And then they're going to have to start thinking about crossing the valley, basically,
Yeah.
and to get onto the Aravi chain. So again, there's a couple of possibilities that will open up. Whether they will do what they did yesterday, which is kind of stay high, broadly following, it's kind of easy to describe it as the green line of the start area, and get onto the Aravi there, and then head all the way southwest and just run the ridge south, and then before they go back north again.
Yep.
Or do they take the kind of the flatlands approach? These, of course, it's not fully flatlands. Even these are the big hills in the middle. But whether they try and cross the more direct line.
Yep.
So the advantage of that is it's a shorter distance, so potentially it's faster, but maybe it's not working as well. So let's see. I mean, Baptiste did say it does work. There's plenty of these sort of south faces of the hills should be working now. It's lunchtime. The sun is, I mean, what time is it? It's 1:15, so there's a tiny bit of west in the sun.
Yep.
Should be working.
Yeah. The thought, though, for them to think about with that is with this high pressure, those thermals are going to be a little squirreling up and stuff. So, are they going to be nice and well built for climbing in the valley, or are they using those ridge where it's be able to collect them up a little bit thicker and a little bit bigger thermals? So it's going to be interesting to see if we get someone to push the valley to test it for us, or if they're going to try to, like you said, stay with those ridge tops and work their way around and kind of have to think strategy-wise more than just turn and get to that next spot.
For many of the pilots, there's only one strategy. You know what it is?
Follow.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it's literally, it's kind of like turn and burn. It's you don't want to. I was having a chat with his name will come to me, but he was one of the British pilots who was on a course in the US with Russ Ogden, who's from Ozone. He's kind of a competition pilot, and basically teaching these pilots to leave early. Not to what we would do is what we're taught, or what pilots are taught, is get in that thermal, stay in it for as long as possible because altitude is your friend. And the difference of competition flying is you just top up. You just get enough and get on the course line. Get enough, get on the course line. And so that the game is how few turns you can do.
Yep. What is the minimum altitude that you can crank in this thermal, get on glide, and get the next breath? So, and some of that's a little bit experience. So those who maybe don't know that so well are the ones who are kind of following behind a little bit and giving themselves a little more altitude to make those glides. But what I love about the SRS comp based on other comps is we're all within a similar glide range. So it's not like you're trying to glide with an Enzo on a Delta. You're able to go, all right, they're going on glide. I'm going to have a similar glide to follow this person. So my risk management decision might be to chase quicker. While on the Enzos, they might go, I might need to top this off a little bit more before I chase this Enzo. So I kind of like that about this SRS.
So that was Nick Lloyd. I was confusing him with Luke Nickel.
Okay.
Nick Lloyd, who I was spoken to there, who was on that camp with Russ Ogden. So part of the British Army team here. So yeah, crazy game, he was saying, this sport.
Yeah.
But absolutely fantastic. Nice view from Helena. Let's have a look at where she is in the rankings. It looks like she's fallen off the back a little bit. You said that about glide ratio, everyone's on the same. Up to a point. Helena, not quite. She's on a Skywalk Sage, and Skywalk are massive in hike and fly, not so much on the really elite comp stuff, but
it still seems a solid glider. And
where is she? Okay, so she is kind of in that. She's a little bit behind some of the chaser group, and she's looking to get that turn point, approaching the Tetrond.
But
Yeah.
she's still in the game. Some slow and steady is still good.
Little insider info. Whoosh.
Swearing. Watch the
I can
language.
only switch mics if we're doing a call. So if you call me on the German number. Otherwise on Zello, I try to speak more clearly now. And by the way, we have some southeasterly.
Okay, we've lost him just when he was starting to give the weather update. Some
Something
southeast,
about some southeast.
I guess some southeasterly wind coming through. Hey, Yele, we lost you there. You were saying you've got some southeasterly breeze coming through. We'll see if he's able to get back to us. Ruben's looking good, though.
Yes, it's quite surprising. I'm cutting now to the leaders right beneath me on the second bridge here. And I'm having 60 kilometers per hour on trim because it seems on this altitude we have some southeasterly winds that I didn't see at all coming in from the forecast, which could make it a bit difficult for the guys to come back here. But so far they're making a good glide. And yeah, I think I see a jet pilot right behind Jean-Baptiste and a tower pilot right underneath. So they're really pushing it here. Team Advance and Team Jen in the lead, right after Baptiste, of course. Team Ozone.
Amazing stuff there from Yili. Thank you for that. And we saw we had his footage up earlier. So yeah, none of the forecasts really showing much southeasterly, but you know, that's always the thing with forecasts. They are forecasts.
There's the best guesses, you know.
Yeah, it's just like at the end of the day, it's what we think. So no substitute for, they don't always meet the forecast and reality. And one of the other whole dimensions of this weather, and I think it's the sport you can separate the pilots who love geeking out on the weather and those who are just like, is it on? Is it not on? You know what I mean? It's yeah. And it's surprising how many pilots you talk to don't look at forecasts.
Yeah.
For that reason, because well, if the event is on, you just read you read the sky.
You know, you got the guys on the weather, the task committee, and they're making decisions, and that's why a lot of people like doing comps. They get to come to a place, there's some safety in play, there's, you know, weather updates and a task created for what the weather is. So, you know, you get to have a good time at a place you've never been and feel like you're not going to put yourself in a bad spot.
Whereas for the rest of us, we've probably got, I don't know if you're like me, you know, you've got 5 or 6 different weather apps. You know, you've got your big picture overview. You normally got to most pilots have 2 or a couple that they kind of really like.
Yeah.
And then if, you know, the joy of having like 2 or 3 is that if one's bad, you go with the one that you like.
Yeah, you're like, well, we're going to go with that one's not going to work out. So
it is nice. The times that I've been on groups, on guided trips or comps myself, and you know, someone else is doing the weather is always just great. It's like, okay, listen in, and yeah. All that stress is taken away. Up to a point until you're in the air, and then you
realize, going, whew, what? Which forecast models did they check? So
a reminder there, the weather changes, and it can change quickly, especially in the mountains. But overall, amazing. I mean, the organisers, whoever organised this SRS for this week, they did the best job. They need a prize because the weather is looking good and flyable all the way until Friday, and until Saturday when it's due to crap out and thunderstorms.
For our days off to
for
play.
our day off, which is why we're going to try go flying again tonight.
Yes.
So tonight is really cool. James Ormond, our local fixer guy, but he's more than that. He's Mr. Local Pilot, who's been helping out enormously. So James, if you're listening, big thank you for all your efforts. But there's a jazz concert on top of La Chat this evening, and the lift stays open till 7 p.m. So if you happen to be watching this and you're local, you could actually get over here, and we're going to try and get a bunch of us up in the air and go be flying above the jazz concert. So I think that could be quite fun to get to a jazz concert in the air. That would be super, super cool.
Where to get that next thermal, because he just knows the area so well.
So that's Yele. I've got.
Happen in the next 20 seconds, I guess.
So I'm going to put him back on earpiece. So if he says something interesting, I will share it with you. Thank you, Yili. It's difficult though, you know, this is experimental technology. I know what it's like when sometimes you're in the field and trying to communicate. It's challenging, but we're dialing the technology. It's possible. And for those of you who are interested in how we're doing this, someone suggested, oh, we've got a Starlink on launch, but no, you can't fly with a satellite dish. It doesn't work. My friend Gavin McClurg has tried it in last year's X Alps. Definitely didn't work. So it's essentially, it's a recording device, it's a camera, it's a router with, because the key thing in broadcasting live is the cell network coverage, and the best way of boosting your signal is to have multiple SIM cards. So like a router with as many SIM cards as you can afford, stuff them all in, and then you obviously need a phone, probably a separate phone to do the sort of the broadcasting.
A dedicated phone for the
through the app or stuff. Some devices I think allow you to broadcast live. In theory. But yeah, the technology is changing, and look at this. This is what it's bringing us. Amazing POV with Mark Janaway and Marcin Krocicki.
Yes. And it looks like the lead gaggle, they've pretty much a chunk of them all turned around. And instead of going to the Lasha Ridge there, they've stayed to the one to the west.
Les Aug.
And working their way up that one. So, you know, if we look at that topographically, that should have some good sun and things working it. And so they're headed back towards launch area.
It really is. The map is just telling a story. It's like, this ridge is the one to go, folks. It's like, I guess maybe their experience, you know, no one liked getting down at 1,500 meters early on.
Yeah, I mean, they just turned it around, so they might be going, that's not enough time for that to be working, so let's use this ridge that has more of the valley to bring up thermals. So, which it definitely has a lot more to feed from, and it seems to be working.
It is also, does it look, no, it's not, actually, it's not, it looks higher, it's not actually as high.
Yeah, I think it's similar.
So kind of around 1,800 meters.
Yeah. But it does have a lot more open, sunny face to really feed those thermals up to that top and converge.
Okay, so a little race update. The race is on, and they are going wingtip to wingtip. We've got, come on, where's this thing? Keeps jumping. In the lead, we have Piotr Karolak. He's at altitude of 2,000 meters. We've got Baptiste also at 2,000 meters. And we've got Luke Nicol is back in front. He's having a great event this week. He is in second place, I think, in the overall rankings of the comps, either second or third. It might be, no, it is second place. He's second in the overalls.
So he is fighting for a podium spot on this race, and he is not falling back. He's pushing.
I think for most pilots, you know, the number one spot for them is second place, because it's kind of a given that Baptiste is
going to have a pretty bad day for it to open up for someone else. But you got to stay with it, because you just never know.
Interesting. Baptiste was actually helping to set the task. I don't think that's something you'd kind of happen in a World Cup.
Yeah.
But he is a local pilot, and he knows this area better than probably anyone, or as well as anyone. So I think it's been, and you know, the other pilots, they love it. They love the fact that they've got a World Cup, someone showing them the way and how to fly this. Like, you know, so it's great. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's always great to have some of the competitors on the task committee at least, or giving input. You know, they've been flying the sky all week. They've been feeling the breath of how this weather pattern that they're in, and, you know, knowing what's fun. We don't want to be scared, but we want to push ourselves. And if they can help offer some insight on, you know, what's been flowing and working, great.
So quick time check. We've been going for about 45 minutes. And let's have a look at how far they've come. So, yeah, they're about the 30 kilometers in. So what did we say? It was a 72 kilometer task. We're not quite halfway in. So this could be a very, very fast race indeed. It could be sub 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Go on, let's do it. Let's do a prediction. So where are we? I'm going to go with sub 2 hours. Let's have a look at the map. So they're a little under halfway. So if we go, I'm going to go with one time for Baptiste into goal at 1:52.
Ooh, 1:52 exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I'll go for the 2 hour mark.
Okay.
So we'll see if there's that little.
Let's see if you've got an opinion.
Drop it in the comments.
Put it in the chat. Let us know. What do you think? How fast do you think? Who's going to be first in goal? What time?
Yeah, take a look at that topographical updates on the winds. What are you guys thinking? Let us know. And if you guys have questions or any comments or anything like that, throw it in the chat for us. Keep it interactive. And make sure you guys share this link too. If you're enjoying watching it at work, give it a share. The more views we get, the more funding and things that we can get going on here. So if you guys are liking this, let's spread the word. Not everybody knows that these comps are being shown live like this. So I think it's incredible.
Glad you do, Millie.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. Oh no, we've got a little person icon. We have two people.
Yeah, they kind of sunk out early in that low.
Oh, that right at the start.
Yeah, right at the start. So.
Do I curiosity? I can't. Okay, Stanislav. Don't know who else was done. Rainer. Ian Douglas. I think that looks like a female pilot as well. Yana Lee. Tomorrow will be better, guys. Tomorrow you will have a better day. And it happens to all of us, even the best.
Yeah, I think that that first ridgeline that wasn't breathing really, really messed up and spread out the skill. Those who are at the top, you can see their expertise, their experience came into play, and maybe their ability to maybe go to where maybe it would be more turbulent. Maybe they have a lot of SIV experience. They feel like they can handle their wing really nice. And other people chose a little more caution, you know?
So look, it looks like they're heading pretty much back to where they gathered this morning, the Pic de Jalouvre. That should be working pretty well as well at this time of day. So maybe they'll tag they're just going to tuck in on the turn point and basically run south.
Yeah.
Now, if there is a bit of south in the wind, maybe that will slow them down a little bit. So Yili, our aerial reporter, was reporting that there was a bit of southeast in the wind. So that could slow them down.
Yeah, and we do these forecasts, they make the task, and you're on the ground going, ooh, this is going to be our option, this option, and then they get up there and, they got to reevaluate. So got to think on the fly, and those who can make those adjustments are the ones we're going to be seeing pushing a little harder, I think.
So good. How does it work? We've got a question here. We've just had a question. How we broadcast these images? Is it by satellite like Starlink? We just spoke about that, but in brief, no, we don't use Starlink. That was impossible. It doesn't work. You can't fly with a satellite dish.
You have to keep resetting it.
Yeah, Starlink works when it's in a fixed position. We're just using cell phone. This is the cell phone.
Cell phones, routers, extra SIM cards, so they can just feed as much as we can. So.
Seems like quite a few pilots there are low.
Climbing their way out again.
Let's see.
Well, we got Mark Janaway's nice and high still. He's not low, not kicking the treetops. So that's good. Got a nice view of the valley there now as they head back towards the launch zone.
I'm trying to keep an eye on when these pilots are going to get that tempo. It seems like they need to get a bit more height. Baptiste 1,800 meters. So that's what's going with the lead. Gaggle at the moment. They're stopping to top up. little bit more gas before they make the next journey. It's a bit like driving a, you know, electric car. You got to kind of top up every now and again.
Yeah, yeah. Hope you can find a charging station partway through.
Yeah. Well, this is a solar powered sport, isn't it? You know, you got to, it's the sun's energy.
This is true.
You got to top up.
Our solar panel is the thermals. But definitely felt like a little bit of a cooler day. Like as I rode my bike over, I was actually quite freezing by the time I made it to the chalet. Only, it's not even a half mile from where I'm at to here, and it was quite chilly. And yesterday was not so chilly. So I think we've got a little bit of a colder start on the ground. Slept with doors closed last night. So I think the earth's just a little cooler today. And hopefully we get that nice rip and stuff coming here soon for them all to work with these valley crossings.
That may be right. I'm just looking at the track of Matthias Grunefeld. So he's looking to, he'll be getting some good lead out points there. He's at 2,000 meters and he's going for the crossing. So he's made the jump. He's jumping from the Lachau ridgeline onto the Jalouvre, and he'll be hoping to pick up something pretty quickly here. He's just past the Aiguille Verte and the Green Needle.
But you can see topographically wise there, he's back on that ridge line to slide up to that launch area there. So making sure he's going to give himself the most options of wicking spots for those thermals.
And these ridge lines, they look pretty less intimidating, should we say, than La Tournette on the first couple of days. Pilots were going past La Tournette. Nick Lloyd was saying, you know, it's super intimidating, especially if you haven't been here before.
Yeah, which is wonderful that we have this ability to be in the comp. So as you guys are here at these kind of bigger mountains, a little more scary, that you guys have 100 and something pilots to help show you where's maybe you want to go there, you don't want to go there, versus coming here just kind of flying with maybe 2 or 3 people, you know.
Oh, we've got some message coming in from Yele. We'll try and get that up in a minute. As soon as that comes, we'll come back to that or leave it muted for now. We'll see if we can play back that message. Hang on, let's just get this on speaker. Yele. I can't get it to play. Never mind. We'll hear back from him, but I think he's saying we'll come back to that. Technology fail on getting Yele's message to play through. So let's see how Matthias is doing.
Yeah, how is that crossing?
It looks like he's been joined. And we've got Matthias and Florin Iftinka. They're up there out in front. We've got another pilot over here, Thomas Francis, 1,800 meters. Baptiste. A little bit more on that western side.
Yeah, it looks like maybe some of them are stopping to try to do a climb a little bit or testing out some climbs. They're going to have to climb their kind of way back up to the top of that peak where launch is at. So they're going to have to gain some altitude as they go to that waypoint. They can't just go to that waypoint at their current altitudes or they'll hit some terrain. So these guys are going to have to find that way to get up. And it looks like they'll probably have some nice views of some alpine lakes over there. That stuff's always, for me, is absolutely spectacular, the alpine lakes. It looks like quite a few people are kind of locking up into some thermals. And our lead guys, Matthias and Florin, are in a nice thermal piece together, working that, getting some altitude based on the track log there.
So just listening to the message from Yili, he's saying he's struggling in the Lee and just incredible scenes up there. So meanwhile, looking at the leaderboard, as we can see, we've got Matthias Grunefeld, and we've got Florin Ifinka, Baptiste, Aurelius, and yeah, a load of familiar names. Nick Lloyd, he'll be pleased to be in that top 10.
Yeah, he's right there with them all. So
he was the guy who's telling me the advice from Russ Ogden is just hold on. You just got it. That's the strategy is that lead gaggle. Don't let them get away. Just hold on tight. Cut early. Don't stay in that turn too long. Just keep going.
Yep.
So back to tracking.
Gotta
Matthias
trust.
moments away. Oh no, it's Florin now. He's looking a little bit further in front. But Baptiste has edged ahead again. He's back in the lead. He's amazing, Baptiste. He's amazing, and you know he's only flying the Delta 5, which is not Ozone's most performance ENC. That's the Photon. So most pilots here, if they want that performance, are on the Photon. So it's proof, if ever it was needed, that its pilot is the most important determinant on this.
Yep. But I mean, I do have to say the Delta class, from all the way the Delta 1 up to the Delta 5, is a pretty amazing glider. So those who, desk jobs, they go and fly mountains only so much. A lot of people find they like the Delta class for, that, and the Photon sometimes need you to stay a little more current. So kind of cool to see that the Delta can really slay it, and still offer a little safety. Like Baptiste said, sometimes he can just kind of lay back and relax a little bit on glides versus having to manage.
Yeah, for him, this is super relaxing, just chilled. I think if it was, certainly if it was me, I would be just like,
Of course, if I was on that Delta, I think I would maybe not be saying I'm so relaxed still, but but they're all getting some nice thermal turns, getting some climbs, so they can get higher up in that mountain peak too, where that waypoint is.
When was the last time we checked in with Helena? I think we should give Helena find out where she is.
Yeah, let's see. Do we got her feed working?
Oh, look, but they are looking like they're tagging that turn point, Pic de Joulouvre.
They did, yeah.
And they're now heading south. But still, I think we should try and find out where Helena is and give her a call.
Yeah.
See if we can see if her feed is
yeah, and
her.
as you're doing
No,
that,
that's Chenru.
As you're doing that, I'll see it. Yeah, it looks like they kind of went a little deeper into that waypoint versus just a tag and go. They're positioning themselves with the mountain with that waypoint. So it's not so much about optimized, but more making sure they can get climbed into the next one. So Baptiste kind of shot through that waypoint to the ridge peak. And then from there, it looks like he's going to make his move. A few of them kind of turned and ran. So it's going to be interesting to see that line Baptiste took differs from some of the other guys. So let's see how that's going to play out here in the next 5 minutes.
It's all to play for. It's super exciting. It's day 4 of the SRS. It's task 4. And look at the playground here, the arena. And now pilots are scattered. If you take a zoom out view of the task here now, everyone is kind of spread out. And now we can see, if I just zoom out a little bit, where they have to head to now. There's lead gaggle. It's basically due south. So the options are take the direct line, follow the green line to the arrow V, and then race down the arrow V and back, or push out and take the more direct line, which I mind, if you had to call it, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? You're a pilot, you're up there. What are you going to say? What are you going to do?
It's a tough one because that's quite a large valley, and I wouldn't know it super well. So I would think in my brain, I would want to be putting myself at least where, as I'm gliding, if it's not good, I can adjust over to a wicking area to save it versus full commit down the middle. But like Baptiste was saying the other day, even in the middle though, there's all the nubs, all the different little peaks and little areas that still are going to send up thermals. So if it's working, you might be able to still find those things if you have a little bit more of that kind of flat style abilities versus just mountain peaks. So
One thing I can say is that if the lead gaggle takes the direct line, it'll be a very brave pilot who tries to stay high and hop onto the RV.
Yes,
I think once the decision is made, and I think they're just going to follow the course line. They're going to follow the direct line. That's the way to go. All in, just full gas.
Yep. And
straight down the middle, and yeah.
And when you've got enough people, though, you can get it played out for you, so you can see where pieces are to kind of skip to, they all can spread out enough and find stuff. But Baptiste went over to the ridge, caught a little bit of thermaling, and now he's pushed straight back out to the ridge line there. So it's going to be interesting to see. Didn't look like he took that green line right there, so we might be seeing the crossing happen the way we think. See if I can see where he's glided to now. We've got Meta Crumb. She is on her way to the waypoint still right now, but still in it, making it happen. And for the ladies, look like we got Lena Sparvata is kind of more towards that gaggle right behind the lead guys. So Lena looks like she's doing well, but Baptiste has left. He looks like he's going on glide, and not many following him at the moment.
So I'm getting an update from Yile in my ear at the moment. So as soon as his message is over, I'll try and play that out.
Okay. But yeah, we got Baptiste on glide. Looks like a few people are on glide now. We've got Michael and Colin Rathburn, Frederick Monet, and then we got Baptiste there on glide as well. Following right behind him, Nick Lloyd.
I think the audio is just not quite good enough to...
Yeah. It looks like we do have a few people kind of scattered about the valley. I'm thinking maybe they've gotten a little low and they've pushed out towards landing zone options with that hope they're going to catch a thermal to climb out. So we might have some people that aren't going to make it in, but hopefully those people, if they're out in the valley groveling, they're going to show if the breath is there for those lead guys pushing out.
If you're in the mid pack, it's great. You've got the pilots out in front, and you'll be able to be looking over your shoulder and seeing what's working, where's where's working, where the pilot's going, and you'll be keeping an eye out and to see that.
Yep. But it looks like Baptiste is pretty much almost over the town right now of Grand-Bornand. And so hopefully when he gets across the next nubs of breath, they're going to get that going. So he's at about 1139 above ground level. So still pretty okay, I think. Let's take a look at who's in tow, if they have similar altitudes or if they're groveling their way across. Got some people at 600 meters above ground on that same crossing right now. So I see a few have turned back now. So a few of them have turned back, are trying to look for lift now, 400 meters above ground.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Oh, dear.
We've got Colin Rathburn has pushed out in front of Baptiste. He's 1120 over ground, so making good glide. Baptiste 1260 over ground, so he's actually gaining as he's been on glide. So they must be finding some lift along the way.
Baptiste, he's one of these pilots. He can just, he's like a bird. It just sniffs the air.
Just a little weight shift, and he's in the lift.
One thing he talked about in the briefing, and he mentions a lot, is convergence. Is just having a sense for where the valley breezes are meeting and where there might be a little puff of convergence. Surf that for a little bit and then go off on your course. I mean, I think it'd be a really good thing if we could get his track at the end and just analyze it. I think that would be really instructive.
Yeah, and to have it lay down to the topographical below him and what was he using.
The efficiency of it.
Yeah.
Now look, Helena, we've got Helena back, and I'm going to try and give Helena a call.
Yeah. Looks like she's gotten herself out of the sticky spot and is in a much better position. We
can see if she's going to answer. Let's see where she is on the map.
While we're trying to catch her on there, looks like some comments we got. Oh, from Billy. Yeah, he loves the Delta. And he's done a little bit of this where he's gone back in class to the Delta for comps and showed that the Delta can really push. And cheering on Colin Rathburn. He's competed with Colin Rathburn before.
So we failed to get Helena. We're not having much joy today. Yesterday we were managing to speak to loads of pilots in the air. Why don't we try, I'm going to give Simon Steiner a try and see if we can hear from him. But that might not work either because the Zello is not, the sound quality is just not good enough on Zello. So who else have we got? We've got Mark, if I called Mark Janaway, let's try and call him up.
Yeah, he's got some beautiful views right now.
Or who else do we have?
We can always try Yili on his German line, possibly.
Yeah, let's try and give him a call.
See how that audio quality is working. Oh, we see the hands coming off. Maybe he's gonna.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Yile. That sounds like a nice sound.
Yeah, well, the leading gaggle is trying to. Oh, right here on takeoff, which is spectacular, but also a bit tricky. It's bubbly and the wind is a bit uncertain what direction it's coming. It moves. I hope you guys enjoyed it on the live tracking. Did you saw there was these overtakes? I was thinking like, oh.
Can you give Yele, can you, how strong are the thermals?
So it depends. It's really cyclic. You have some strong couple of minutes, even punctual 6 meters.
Wow, 6 meters. That's
6 meters.
That's
They're getting some big climbs.
It's not really going up.
What are you in at the moment?
This is about a 2-3 meters climb, but it's very uncertain where it is exactly.
Getting a little tight.
Who's in your gaggle?
Okay. Yeah, it's really hectic right now, but it's not so certain that you always get the right cycle when you arrive at the location, you know. We saw a big gap now between the first gaggle and the second gaggle.
Do you know who that is in the yellow submarine? Who's in the yellow sub?
Yellow sub. Like this one. You guys still there?
Yes. Do you know who you are with? Can you name some of the pilots in your gaggle?
Oh, right now, I just see again Gap and Gallo down there, and the orange photon and submarine. And there are two other 10 pilots, team pilots just behind me. And we're crossing now over to the main base. I don't know the name of the village, but
Okay, we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it there. Yellow, thank you so much for the update. That's great to hear from you. Okay,
A lot of wind noise kicked in there.
A lot of wind noise kicking in, but we kind of got a sense of what's going on there. And also, we don't want to distract him. He looks like he's quite a busy gaggle.
Yeah, we got to keep him in the rank up there for us.
So, but I did get out of him that he is with this gaggle here in the middle with Guetin. So they've tagged that northerly turn point and they're now heading south. So, yeah. All very exciting. So he said it's kind of working. 6 meters a second, that's working for me.
Yeah, but then
6
other
meters.
times they're in 2.
I
you
mean,
know?
like, yeah, that's pretty strong, but it's cyclical. That was the message that came through. So it might suddenly turn on and then nothing. So
Yeah.
I guess this is where your experience comes in. It's just being so important that when that lift comes in, you've just got to seize it. You've got to grab it, hook it, as you like to say, what do you say? You bank and
Crank and bank.
Crank and bank. That's it.
Yeah, and as these guys are in their thermals, they've got to make sure that they know when they exit what they're doing. It's not, okay, I think this climb's done, now what? Like, as they're climbing, the strategy needs to be being created as they're climbing. When I get to a certain altitude or it starts to die, I'm on glide, I'm on certain speeds to fly, and I'm on heading. So that's probably a big thing that's separating some of the different packs of those who are prepping themselves in the thermal of where they're going to exit and get to versus waiting until the thermal's finished to then...
Now, just looking at Yili's head cam there, his view, it seems that the pilots are quite low actually out front.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully they're going to be catching some things through across that valley, getting some nice cycle, like you said, a big cycle breathing out of that valley when they make the crossing. So when we're flying XC for fun, we can try to time that breath to go, okay, it's not breathing, we can't make the crossing yet. But man, when you're chasing people, sometimes you're like, oh, it's not the breath, but I gotta go or I'm gonna lose them, and then I hope the breath hits when I need it. So hopefully these guys get a beautiful big breath out of that valley and they're able to climb out and all stay on the move.
I'm with you on that one. So there's still, it looks low, but the Baptiste is at 2,100.
Yeah.
Maybe there might be a little bit of disconnect between the tracking and what we're seeing on camera. I suspect what we're seeing on camera is a little bit more live than the tracking.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a little bit of a delay, inbuilt delay with that.
But it looks like Baptiste is almost all the way across the valley, and he's now connecting in with some of those lower spines that are going to feed up to the main ridgeline there. So hopefully they're at good wicking spots. It looks like they got a lake out in front of where they're at, so that's going to be a nice cooling area to help kick some things off for that little spot. So using maybe some local knowledge on the line he just decided to take across that valley. So,
I mean, he mentioned that where it works is on the south side of the RV chain, but still a way to go to get over onto that south side. You could maybe tuck in on that col. So if you do get low, going in the col de RV, which is this sort of the break where you've got this the border of the Haute-Savoie, and you can tuck in there and hope that you can get something off that.
and it looks like what you said, that's the angle he's taking right now. He's not turning right towards the ridge. He's putting himself where that breath's going to be. So it'll be interesting to see when they hit that waypoint, do they turn and burn? Or what's their strategy once they get there to move to the next one?
I think turn and burn. I think there's no hanging around. It's we can actually have a look. We can see some of their efficiency in the
how they've been hitting those waypoints so far.
Yeah. So if we look on the leaderboard, the wastage points. So these are the meters that they went into the turn point. So 100 meters, 200 meters, 42 meters written went in. Yeah, so there's some efficient flying out there.
Yeah. But if you get to that waypoint and you just don't have the altitude to turn and burn, then it's time to use that topography by that area to get up a little bit more. And so that might be where we see some people kind of not as efficient with the waypoint, but efficiency in the waypoint doesn't always get you to the next spot if the altitude's not correct. So, but yeah.
Now I've just pulled up Meta. Meta is at 2,300. She's not quite where she was or where she has been in the last few days. I think yesterday she was 6th overall, and so she's not in the overalls contention, but she's still let me just check. Is she leading female? No, she's not even leading female.
I think that is
today.
Lina Sparvato today.
Yeah, and Magdalena Janaway, and then Sarah Zimmerman is having a better race. So Sarah seems to be just ahead of Mata.
Yeah, but it looks like that lead gaggle is kind of all stopped to gain some altitude by that little lake there. And then we'll see once they get ready to head out on their next glide. Some have already left that and are on glide again. So
incredible views here. Some cool pictures that have been shared by James Ormond on the chat group and on SRS.live. You can see Mont Blanc. Pilots will be able to see Mont Blanc in the distance.
yeah, very high visibility today on the forecast.
So James has taken that photo. He was saying to me this morning, he's got to, his mission this week, apart from helping to organise this, is to get me on the RRV. So I'm looking, hopefully he'll get us all on the RRV before the bad weather comes on Saturday. It's not looking good for that, but there we are. The weather is the weather. But maybe we'll have a flight tonight above the Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
Are you going to come and join on that?
I'll try. Let's take a look and see what we've got. So it's hard. I kind of got more acrobatic style gear than cross country, but I think can make one of my wings work fine today for some thermaling.
Awesome. Nice views here from Marcin Krauchik.
We got the Mount Alpine Lakes in the view there. Mark Janaway, not too far from him. I see some similar views from Mark Janaway and Marcin there.
Back on now, Ruben Hutter. As I mentioned earlier, if you haven't seen it already, check out Ruben's footage from yesterday on top of the ROV.
Oh, incredible stuff.
That's on our social media channel, and also we shared it on XE Mag, so on their Instagram. So
yeah, not only beautiful views of the terrain, but he also got those wispy cloud base. Look beautiful. But we've got Baptiste is pushing out nice. Looks like Florin took a little bit different line than him. Was a little ahead, but Baptiste is caught up. So, and Florin's kind of stopped to kind of climb a little.
no surprises there that we have Baptiste out in front.
Colin Rathburn is still right there with him, and Mateus is still right in there as well with that gaggle. Let's see if we can see where Luke is at. Victor, our young child, boy, pilot, protege, youth,
I think.
Trying to find the word to use. Still right up in that game there. Junior. Yeah, I like that.
But he's with the grown-ups. He's holding his own. He's doing really well, having a great... And for him at this age, it's all about just banking the experience as well.
Yeah,
so
by the time he gets into his 20s, he's going to be a force. But right there with him, he's almost caught up to the full lead gaggle right now, Victor. So it's going to be really exciting to see where he ends up at the end of the day.
1 hour 15 into this race.
Yeah, what have we gotten accomplished so far?
And in that lead gaggle, we have Marco Sommerfeld, Baptiste Lambert, and we have Florin Iftinka. And they are... I've lost it.
They've been the strong pack this whole week.
43 Ks in, so yeah, just another 30K to go. So we're an hour away from the finish.
Yeah.
Possibly less than an hour.
Yeah.
If I'm right.
Yeah, depending on the winds they get and how they can kind of move quickly. So, but yeah, we're about an hour, just a little over hour 15 into the race currently. And they're cruising well. Don't have too many people landed out. A few did kind of get some of those little sticky spots there. But overall, it seems everybody is still in the game. Looks like one of our last big gaggles is just tagging that waypoint above launch and getting ready to make their crossing across the valley. So what will be interesting is we've got, it looks like 3 main gaggles. The lead gaggle with the followers there, a middle gaggle where we've got Metachromat, and then it looks like a kind of tailing gaggle there. So will be interesting to see when they make those crossings across the valleys, which breaths they get. Some might get sinking breaths, some might get beautiful breaths.
And some are already, we're starting to see some pilots bomb out and fall by the wayside. So the list of those who are out now is on the rise. We're seeing a couple more pilots bombed out. And look, we've got a straggler at the back here. Who's that? Dirk Evergarts.
Getting it still, hopefully.
But yeah. But it's great that everyone has tagged that. I mean, I would still be somewhere on the La Chat. So yeah, they've cleared the Lake Annecy turn point over there.
And what's great is even though we have some say stragglers, they have until 1800 to get into goal. So to get those goal points doesn't necessarily mean you got to rush there, but there is a limit. You have to get there by a certain time. So we'll see if, slow and steady can get to goal in time. And
well, that's a strategy. You've got to make goal. That is the number one rule. And we saw that yesterday when the guys who didn't make it were penalized heavily. Get Out was, I think he said he was in top 10, top 15, and bombed out just 100 meters short and ends up in 30th place.
Yeah,
So,
someone who was a little steadier got in, took the points over them. So yeah, it's a tricky one.
Oh, we've got a comment there. Broadcast was really cool. Best regards from Brazil. Thank you for that. Keep those comments coming in. It's great to hear from you. If you've got any questions, shoot them over. And
much different scenery than flying XC in Brazil would be right now. Not as much jungle or things like that, more high alpine. So really cool. You guys can tune in from all over the world and see maybe places you might want to put on your list to fly at some point in your life.
And it's also worth giving a shout out to the SRS series as a whole. It's massively oversubscribed, but they do offer wildcards after every race. And next up, so this is the 4th one of the year. Next up, we're going to be in Piedrahita in Spain, the 22nd to the 29th of August. And if you want to know how to fly Piedrahita, and I can't help myself here with my cross-country magazine hat on. We actually did a masterclass with Steve Ham, who's lived there for 30 odd years. He's pioneered a lot of the flying out there, and that's on the xemag.com website. So he spends an hour telling you how to fly Piedrahita. And then next, SRS goes to Mexico in November. That's the final round of the 2026 season. It's worth also mentioning. Yeah.
Tacos would be nice right now. Sorry.
Yeah, that's an American thing. I mean, I'm just like not that bothered. I kind of Mexican. The Mexican cuisine has never really featured on my radar.
Guaca salsa.
I mean, yeah, it's nice, but I think for like all my American friends just go crazy. I suppose it'd be like if you'd said Indian, like a curry would be the equivalent.
Probably, yeah.
But there we are. So also it's worth mentioning that there are some qualifiers that are happening this year as well for SRS to get in. They're not always organized. They're not always SRS events, but we have one in Tolmin and the Socha Valley in Slovenia. That was in June. And then there's another one in September, which is the British Sports Trophy in Sant-André, not a million miles away from where we are. And then the Red Rocks Wide Open in September that's also going to be a qualifier event too.
That one, when the leaves change, it is just vibrant yellow.
Yeah. I've seen that's the place that goes yellow.
I've flown there a bit. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And is that a place as well where you need to have like oxygen, or is that more?
It's possible, yeah, because you're launching at I think in feet, but I think launches at 10,000, 11,000 feet, so just a couple climbs and you're at 13, 14 pretty quick. So if you're a sea level style person, you might be something.
That's basically 6,000 meters.
Yeah,
is 19,000
feet. So I think
yeah,
most people there do fly with some little pss, pss, pss through the nose,
Everyone, it's funny. Basically, European pilots, whenever they go over to the States, it's like, no, I don't need the oxygen. I'm from the Alps. And then it's like day 2.
That hypoxia.
Get me the oxygen. Where do I get it from? I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah, that hypoxia really can hit you and you not know, or just really fatigue your whole overall body. But yeah, high climbs there in the southern Utah. We'll call it the southern Utah Alps. Getting a little update from Yeely here.
It's kind of too quiet, but Here we go.
So it sounds like he was saying that the gaggles were pushing quite low out without really having somebody show that the breath was there, that they're just going, let's go. And so we're going to see.
Yeah, just on a little bit of on a wing on a prayer, just hoping there will be something.
Yeah, maybe at that point, maybe racing themselves to the dirt versus thinking about racing and staying up. So it'll be interesting to see what we get there from this crossing.
We've got Michael Adamsuk is 73 meters above ground. We've got Baptiste, who is just on his shoulder. And he is, 84 meters above ground, so 1,800 meters. They're just scraping in.
This is true sprint racing here, you know. They are racing.
Now, Victor, he's got a lot of height. He's a little bit higher. Or rather, no, it's just the topography. So they're heading a little bit up. But yeah, they don't have a lot of altitude. They will be hoping to get some climb in before they make the run back.
But hopefully the air quality and texture is nicer than yesterday for them, so they're a little more relaxed in the sky.
Yeah, I don't think they care too much. They just as long as it's booming, as long as those thermals are ripping through and they can just hang on. But if you look at the topography here, it's just really quite technical. They've got to do a couple of jumps over.
Yeah.
It's not like you hit the ridge. You kind of hit this subsidiary ridge here, L'Étal, and then from there you've then got to sort of hop onto the Étal on this sort of southern bit. This area is the Col d'Arrivée.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there'll be a Venturi going on there. That's when the wind funnels through, it accelerates. So that will be a consideration. We should actually have a look at where some of the wind stations are saying at the moment.
Yeah, because right now Baptiste is 9 meters above ground, so he's really scratching that ridge line that they're at right now.
That is.
Doesn't mean it's a bad position, but just they're climbing up that ridge line and hoping to get something that cranks them out of there. But yeah, see if we can get some update winds there for that little zone.
So I'm just pulling up some wind stations here.
It looks like they're climbing up out of that, or the terrain's kind of feeding away from them, but it's going to be kind of coming up that saddle, so hopefully they're getting some lee to combine with the non-lee and then get themselves a nice, maybe a little bit of a ripper turbulent, but should smooth up as it goes up. But Baptiste had a very, very defined decision line, it looked like. While others were kind of scattered a little behind him, it looked like he really just was focused on a specific spot there.
Yeah, I mean, Baptiste is just to go as close to the course line as possible, the most efficient line. So interesting, I have got a live, where there's a live weather station at the Col d'Arrivée, pretty much where they are. It's just to the north of where that lead gaggle is. And we've got a value of 9 kilometers an hour as the kind of average, and it's gusting up to 15. So, yeah.
So not too crazy there.
But the wind is coming from the north. There seems to be there's no south on that weather station.
Yeah.
So they're kind of running downwind. Maybe that's why they're getting flushed a little bit, but with those kind of values, it's not really enough to soar. I mean, it helps, but yeah, you're not really going
to maintain the same, but we'll also make the lee side not be so aggressive. But one exciting thing I noticed here is Metacrum is kind of matched up a little bit with the other girls there.
Oh, really?
So Lena Sparvater and Meta aren't too far apart now. So whatever crossing she did really caught her up, which is really fantastic. So she's now kind of left that meat of the second gaggle and is now at the front of that gaggle behind there's still good separation between the next gaggle from the lead gaggle, but she's up there again. So really good moves there from Metacrum.
Now that's interesting. The weather station on Lasha, which is where the launch is, completely different. So, I mean, it's very light. It's mostly calm. It's 4 kilometers an hour, but the wind direction is from the pretty much due south.
Which, if it's light and variable there, maybe that's the side the thermals are kicking up off and triggering that wind meter there. So it'll be interesting as they're moving around the valley. They are catching some different movements of the winds there. But I did see in Annecy, they do have that north breeze in Annecy. So maybe as they're coming out towards that Annecy Valley, they're going to be catching that a little bit. Yeah.
Now, excuse me, Zero, it's actually 270 degrees. The gusts are coming a little bit sort of southwesterly, but the average wind is from the west on the La Chaque.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of like it's local. Whatever the wind, I think it seems like the thermals are ruling the day today.
Yep. So then you have to be able to read that alpine mountain terrain, which comes with some experience, So I'm not often flying ridges and mountains and valleys. I'm kind of big mountain peak, big valley is kind of my main flying. So it would be a bit of a more mental challenge for me to be out there today.
There are a couple of things. So if you're new to the sport, if you just tuned in, what a lot of paragliders are taught and how to visualize how this air is flowing is to imagine it like water. Imagine this is water flowing, because water and air essentially behave exactly the same. So where the water flushes up the mountain, it'll come crashing down the other side. That kind of explains lee side flying. The other one is honey. If you kind of pour the ridgeline with honey and then flip it upside down, and where that honey kind of drips off, that is where that's basically the behavior of thermals described. So, but it's not always that simple, because it's not always the tops of the peaks where
the honey, there's not honey there to give.
Do you do you push out in front? Do you stay back? Do you kind of like stick to that ridge line? Is that where it's happening? But sometimes on a stable day, a sort of sticky day, it kind of pays to it can either pay to push out, or sometimes to stay back.
Yeah.
And it really depends on the situation.
Yeah, and as they're out there, hopefully, I would assume they're calculating the breath of the day. How often is it breathing? Are we getting 10-minute flushy cycles without breath, and then the next one goes for 5-10 minutes? What is that ebb and flow of the valley? How is it breathing? And then to hopefully use those to their advantage for when to push out. Seems like the lead gaggle is just going, altitude's good, we go. And, they might be looking to see that their glide angle is going to get them to that next piece. As long as they don't hit some massive sink that just pushes them to the ground, that they'll be able to get there on glide just confidently, So we'll see.
I'm going to see if I can give Ruben a call. We've got a good feed from him. Maybe he'll be able to give us an update. But
see how that day is progressing. Has it changed?
He may not pick up. Let's see where he is on the leaderboard. Seems like he's not picking up. Ruben, hi, it's the Paragliding Live team. Can you give us an update of where you are?
I'm now climbing up at the RV. I just found the terminal, I don't know from where. Seems like going up from the lake, so I don't know. But now I hope I can connect to the RV and catch up, because I was quite behind. But the conditions are quite nice. Bit turbulent sometimes, but yeah, it works well.
Excellent. Are you having a good day today?
Yeah, right now I'm a bit more calm. I was a bit angry that I lost all the people. I tried to push in task 2 just after the start, but it didn't work out like in task 2, so I lost a lot of time.
It seemed like it was quite a difficult start.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite difficult to get up, because I pushed quite low, and actually thermals were better higher up, so I had to invest some time to get up again.
Great stuff, Ruben. Thank you so much. And we'll see you at goal. Oh, you're still there.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Fantastic. Now, if we look at the task and the map, the tracking, very few people are in the middle, aren't they? They've all pretty much gone.
Got to some peaks.
Yeah. So they started. Look, that lead gaggle. The lead gaggle took the direct line, and I think the others took one look at them and thought, not working so well.
Yeah.
Don't want to take that risk. And now, if we look on if I just bring up the map. So if we look at the map there, in the north part on the green line, we can see pilots basically going for the ROV, and they're going to pick up the ROV and run it south to the turn point and straight back up. So that'll be exciting for pilots in the air. You'll be passing people. Do you think they wave to each other?
Maybe. I like to wave to pilots as they go by. Little.
See ya. See ya.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting to see Baptiste and them took that line a pretty committed line across, and all the other people kind of swung around using those ridge peaks to make sure that in case that breath wasn't there, that they were going to go ahead and get that correctly. So
I'm surprised actually not to see more people haven't bombed out. It's actually an indication just how good these pilots are, that no one did fall by the wayside. So hats off to all those pilots in there in this kind of mix.
Yeah, it's interesting as we go day by day, people kind of do the follow me idea, and I think people are starting to go, well, maybe I need to make a decision differently before I just follow. So it seems they're getting a little more experience of this flight site.
So Gaetan has tagged the turn point. So they are now on their way north. Who else is in that, has tagged it? It looks like Luke Nicol, he's up there. Colin Rathbun, he's having a great day. Mikael Adamczuk. And of course, the one and only Baptiste is in the middle of that lead group. I mean, I wonder, it's a tantalizing possibility. Is this the day where someone beats Baptiste? That's got to be great. I mean, you as a pilot, that would be your finest hour, wouldn't it? Like, I did the task where I beat the world.
I outglided, or I made a decision that worked a little better, but...
I beat, there'll be a lot of people who would love that experience.
But at least some of these other guys are pushing and getting those lead points and not just sitting back and letting Baptiste just fly the task and everyone follows it. So I really like that we see people making decisions, getting those lead points.
Now, I'm just going to use this opportunity that my tracking app has kind of not behaved. And so if anyone wondering where we are in the world, this is where we are in the world. We're in France, and we're in the Alps, we're in the Haute-Savoie, and we're very near Lake Annecy, just south of Geneva. And here we are, and we're on the Col to Aravis. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of a geographic, you now know where we are. So, and I think, speaking of where we are, I think we need to start thinking about times of when they're going to get back, because they're just going to be legging it now along that Aravis chain. It's going to be working well. And if we want to get them at the finish, we don't want to risk what happened yesterday where Baptiste beat us by seconds to the landing field. We want to be there in good time. And these guys now, we have Luke Nicol. He's at altitude 2,400 meters. If I look at the leaderboard now, the leaderboard. So Luke now, I mean, he will be so pleased if he could take this task.
Yeah.
How is lead out points? He's only got 85 points. Has anyone got that's as good as anyone? Matthias, he's got 80. He's got a few more lead out points, but there's nothing really in it. How are Baptiste lead out points actually? Baptiste.
He's had some decent leads, but some of the other guys have kind of led some chunks of it.
Hey, I've just noticed that Cyril is just a few places behind Baptiste. He's in 8th place, so that'll be good for their team ranking because there are only 2 of them in the team. It's the second pilot who counts on that one. So in terms of the distance, we're 52, so exactly 20 kilometers. 20, yeah, it could be, that's going to be less than half an hour. So folks, as an internal memo to my team, I think this is a time we should start thinking of heading to the landing field and
Yes, this is true.
getting there. We will leave up the tracking so that you can see the tracking. And we're going to race in the car, and we'll hopefully come back on in the vehicle with live commentary as we go along. We're going to leave you with a couple of pilots in the air. We've still got flying. We've got Helena Cargill. We've got Mark Janaway. But thanks so far for watching. Don't go away. We're going to reconvene, and we'll see you in the vehicle shortly as we make our way to the landing field to welcome these lead pilots. Oh, we got Jelly.
With the lead gaggle again. But we have Baptiste Lambert, who took a lot of height. Now here in the thermal before the crossing of the pass. Whilst almost everybody else just pushed through and just went straight for it. Pretty low. But hopefully it works. We'll see. Really interesting thing happening right now. Baptiste right in front of me.
Yili, that's really interesting. Say again, who was it, the pilot who was making the bold move?
See if we're able to get some reply back from him. The thing that's great with Yili is he's not in the comp, so he's able to ting around and join different gaggles.
Honestly, the whole gaggle just went straight while Baptiste jumping for a little thermal here. So it's going to be really interesting if they find something to get it up again or to recharge. Or if Baptiste is now just cruising along at a good altitude for the ROEs and doesn't have to turn anymore.
Okay, thank you, Yili. Really interesting observation that to pick up on that. One last question. How long do you think we have before the lead pilots make goal? 20 kilometers to go.
That's not so easy to estimate, but you can say I think they will do an average speed now for 40 kilometers per hour. So you can do the math. I'm guessing around 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, that's our answer. Guys, we need to hit the road.
Yeah.
Let's do it now.
All right, we'll be checking
We'll
back
be
in
back.
with you guys soon.
Okay.
We're unmuted.
Okay. We are back on. And now's the fun part as we race to the landing field. Here we go.
Through the town we go.
So bring up the live feed and have a look to see how they're getting on. Here we go. So that was a really interesting observation there from Yili. What he observed was that at the Col de Aravi, the lead gaggle just made a run for it to cross the col, whereas a certain pilot by the name of Baptiste Lambert, who was also world champion and 7-time World Cup winner, he hung back and chose to get some height. So I guess the strategy there of Baptiste is just get enough height and he'll just go on bar all the way into race finish. So it'll be interesting to see which strategy pays off. Experience suggests that maybe the Baptiste strategy, but it could be a close thing. And what a wonderful thing it would be if one of the other pilots this stage got in before Baptiste. Of course, Baptiste isn't competing seriously. He's not on the fastest wing. And it's all fun really for him, but what a wonderful thing. He's showing the way, he's helping a lot of pilots, so really exciting. We're just driving through the town of Grand-Bornand here. They had a market down there.
Yeah, they had some fresh vegetable. I was like, ooh, those look like some nice fruits and veggies, but it was long lines and I had to get here. So.
But yeah, right now all thoughts are just on that finish line. I'll be interested to see as well how the valley breeze is. It's been kind of mixed. Some days it's been stronger than others, but it's definitely on, and pilots do need to be really aware and of it. Yesterday also, just above where we are now, they thought they had loads of height and suddenly just got drilled by, and landed short. So yeah. No one having got this far, they will all have that in the back of their minds to have enough height. Maybe that's what Baptiste's feeling is.
Yeah, making sure just get that little extra buffer. And I know like the teams are going to be a lot more communicative today, really talking about how it's feeling, flowing, and making sure they all
making goal. If you don't make goal, yeah.
Don't make goal. The points.
Oh, we got G. Ayile, you are live. So you're at 2,600 meters. What else can you tell? Who can you see? Who are you with? So that's Yili, our race reporter. He's in the air, 2,600 meters on the Aravi. He's got a good views across to the gaggle up in front, and pretty much the main part of the field now is on that Aravi chain. Maybe he didn't get my message, but I think we heard enough there from him to help us with our commentary.
Makes us feel good to know the Aravi's working and they're not all just going to be struggling.
We got that, yeah.
We might get another good day in goal.
Yeah, so they're motoring fast. I can see Baptiste. Look at him. Oh, it's neck and neck.
They are wingtip to wingtip right now.
So
you guys are checking the live out.
Should I talk to you over Zero?
There. Okay, so let's turn that off. Let's go. It is
back in communication.
We got Baptiste. Who else is up in front? We've got Cyril Lambert. So Cyril and his dad. Cyril looks actually ahead of him.
The team, perfect.
So I think we're going to be in store for a really exciting finish. So it's really, this is it. It's happening, folks. Who's this pilot right up in front here? Is that Matthias Grunefeld?
Yes.
Matthias Grunefeld.
He's making a push.
We got Matthias Grunefeld.
So these guys are going for these lead points, trying
It's
to
really
get what they can.
not far now to that final turn point.
Getting some speed points when they can. Once they get to that last turn point, it's pretty much a glide to the landing zone.
So we are.
We'll be jumping out here shortly. But as we update there, oh, looks like Baptiste may have taken the lead now, based on just provisional.
Well, not according to my one. I've got Luke Nickel ahead. I've got Luke Nickel at 2,200, and I've got Baptiste at also at 2.2. So it's clearly working really well. So it's they've got to go out and get this turn point, come back along the ridge, and then. So we've got a couple of minutes. We're going to be
ready.
That's the command. That's Marco telling us we're here. We're literally going to just jump out.
Jump out and go.
And we are a go.
We are in the field.
Awesome. Let's do it. You got it.
Merci.
All right. So it doesn't look like too much of the organizing team is here yet. So probably we've called it too early, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah, yesterday we were driving in as he landed, so.
So let's have a quick little observation of the landing field. So light winds. So the windsock there, we can have a look at the little windsock just behind me. Yeah, not too bad at all. So no valley breeze as such. Not compared to what it can be anyway, just a little bit of light breeze there.
So we've got the beautiful view of the arrow.
Now look,
here.
I think we can see some pilots on the ridgeline. We can see loads of pilots behind me, Joe. Absolutely amazing scenes, really. Just beautiful. Oh, look at the kite. We can see a kite just coming in here. Oh, look at that, just hovering over the landing field.
Beautiful.
Amazing. I think it was a red kite that was. Beautiful bird. And I might have spoken too soon about the valley breeze. We just had a little gust come through. So it's like that breathing you're talking about, Millie. You know, you get these little cycles that come through, suddenly it's on, and suddenly it drops.
Yeah. What an incredible view behind you. Yeah, amazing. We've got some pilots up in the sky. And some of the local pilots are people just here to enjoy their day or here in the landing zone.
They got some good height over behind us, haven't they? I mean, look at that. It's just really good.
Amazing.
Good
up
amount
there.
of altitude. Now I can see, it looks like they're thermaling. But it may be at this stage you've got pilots going, we've got a pilot here, let's go and have a quick chat. What happened? Okay. But it was a by choice you came into land, did you?
Yeah. Came in by choice.
Well, I hope you feel better. Yeah,
Let's keep clicking it.
Okay, I thought maybe that was somebody bombed out. But, see if there are any other pilots. I'm not sure there are any others from SRS here.
Not yet, but it's going to be soon.
You can see
take a look at the live.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look. See it all. We'll look at our phones. You want me to hold? I'll hold the camera, and you want to get on the map, and I'll just hold that at that range.
Yeah.
There, and you can...
So let's see, tracking wise. See if they think they've hit that waypoint and have turned around. Believe so here. Baptiste is on glide towards the landing zone.
Okay, we've got Jelly on the line.
I just have the leaders rushing down there towards me at the lowest, at the last turn point. Oh, there's a rip of a climb, I'm far behind. But it's beautiful, and I think I see a gym team pilot right in front, rushing along the ridge. It's looking really good. I expect him to touch the turn point in 1-2 minutes, and that is the final glide to go. And I think there's not much to think about because it will just be full bar against the wind and hopefully soaring along the forest here a little bit. See ya.
Perfect. It looks like from the provisional here.
Thank you, Yili, for that update. That's great to hear. We're in the landing field, and yeah, it's a beautiful scene too, and just waiting for those first athletes to come in. It's super exciting.
Only one mic. Hello.
Just getting the mics dialed in here, guys. Sorry about that.
Working? Back online with a functioning mic, and here we are at the landing field in this glorious, glorious region of Le Grand-Bornand.
Perfect. Glorious.
So let's have a look. So yeah, we're just talking to Yili there. You may not have heard what he said, but he's with the lead gaggle. Baptiste out there, out in front, and I think we can probably see them. They've tagged that last turn point. They're basically going to come in on glide very, very soon. So in that lead gaggle, it's Baptiste, Luc Nicol has been having a great race, and then who is this? This is I can't. Cyril Lambert is in 4th place, so that's fantastic. We got father, son. Wouldn't it be great if they came in together? So that's super exciting. And then also on the leaderboard in 3rd place. No, in 3rd is Cyril. So it's Baptiste, Luc Nicol, and Cyril. That is something. That is something. So they've still got to just touch a cylinder before coming back here. I think that's them in that gaggle. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 pilots there, all wingtip to wingtip. Just amazing. If we can we zoom in on that? Can you get right in there? That's amazing. And then we'll see them turning any second. Now they'll be coming against the valley wind, but it's not so strong. It shouldn't be too much of a factor against them. So is it Luke, or they've tagged it? They've tagged it and they're turning. They are now on their way. Final glide, final approach. I can't wait to see who it is who makes it here. Now, how are we doing on times, Millie? Do you remember what I said my time was?
I think you said 1 hour
50. Oh, no. You know what? We're already 2 hours in.
Okay.
We're 2 hours in. I was a little bit over optimistic. But what they will turn up at, they probably will turn up at 2:52, but the time, not that's the hour rather than the actual duration. So in my lead, now the interesting thing here is that Baptiste doesn't have the glide. Yeah, it's
pursued right, like, they're like 100 meters apart by about
okay. He's
I got them right here.
yeah, I'm going to mute that. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be Luke, because the interesting thing is Luke has a better glide performance than Baptiste.
If Luke Nicole can keep his first place there coming into goal.
So if Luke wins, Luke is currently second in the rankings in the overalls. So it's neck and neck. We got Luke and Baptiste just behind him. So ignore this pilot we can see coming into land now. The battle is in the skies up there, and we can see it's the gin wing out in front, and that is Luke Nicol. He will be so stoked if he can take this win. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. It's going to be Luke. No? I've got the...
Luke may get in ahead of him, but Baptiste has more points.
But Baptiste has... Okay. Thank you. Little update there from the meet director, Steve Senior. So, of course, it's not just who arrives first that counts. Baptiste has more points at the moment. He's got the lead out points, but it seems like at the moment on the feed they'll be arriving in together. Oh, we got maybe a change of...
It looks like actually Luke may just have taken it. It's going to be very close indeed.
Oh, it's very exciting. We'll find out soon enough.
We will, exactly. We will.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. So they're over the goal. So that is the finish line. They've now just have to come down and land safely. So they are no longer racing.
No. Still Baptiste.
It's Baptiste. Okay, Baptiste, we're getting the update that Baptiste has got the lead out points. But what a battle there. What a battle in the sky. I think this is just great. Let's watch Luke coming in, doing some really cool wing overs. He'll still be absolutely loving that moment. What a fantastic race. He will be happy just to the fact that he's raced wingtip to wingtip alongside Baptiste. Baptiste will take the day just through the lead out points that he's had through the day. They are so important. Oh, look at Luke. He's having fun. Tandem pilot, originally from the UK, but now based in Interlaken. Part of the gin team. He heads up the gin team. It seems that I think my money's on the gin team winning the team on this event. They just seem to be really on it. But we've got the Ozone 2 team. We've got Baptiste and Cyril. So this will be a good day for them. Maybe a good team day for Ozone 2. And that'll, of course, make Ozone happy, this being the Ozone edition. Now, I don't believe this is any one of us, so ignore this pilot. It's pretty wild to be witnessing this, isn't it, Millie?
Yeah. It's been a good race. Like, wow. Amazing, like, push, and every day it's changing a little. Incredible.
Every day is different. Now they're all pulling the wing overs. Oh, this is going to be an absolute spectacle.
Wingos with that background.
Let's just have the camera catching all this madness. So first up here is Luke Nicol. He's just assessing the final glide. Little bit staying upwind and before he goes for the final turn. And here he comes. Amazing performance there. Luke Nicol, first in goal, second in the task. Amazing, Luke.
Oh, that was good.
Look at the smile on your face.
Oh, that was a nice one. That was a nice one. I got in front in the beginning and had a slightly different line, and then I lost it all the middle of the way through and just came in the wrong height. Let me move this out the side.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at the end, I just managed to do.
Well, we'll talk to you. We'll come and talk to you in a second. Oh, would you be disappointed if Baptiste still takes the win? Would it have been? I think at the moment he might have have the lead out points.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I'm just pleased I recovered from the from that disastrous middle section where a quarter of the field overflew me.
But you also took a bold line right at the beginning. You went onto the west side of that ridge initially.
Yeah, I just thought the wind must be coming up both sides, so I just tried to go a little bit more to the right, and it paid off so good.
It did pay off. You were up at 2,500 while some of the others were just scratching around. So well done. We'll catch up. We'll catch up in a bit. Let's watch some of this amazing footage. The action now as Baptiste is coming in. Baptiste into first place, and that might even be his dad behind him.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think that's Cyril.
Oh, maybe not that one, but no, I don't think that is.
Cyril is... He's in a yellow pod, is he? Baptiste, another day, another win.
Oh no, you won, no?
I think maybe you take the lead out point. How was it up there? Was it how did it work?
It was mixed. Some parts were a bit tricky. We got stuck a bit on the lee side on the way back from Lasha. We are on the lee side and not in the good cycle, so we had to wait for it. So this was some work. And then past that, it was getting better and better. And then it ended up in a full speed bar on the ridge out and return. So quite fun too, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll catch up with you later. Thank you. And then we should speak to the third pilot who made goal. I think where's your dad, Baptiste? I think is that your dad?
My dad is probably here, the yellow and.
This one. Okay. Yeah. Good for the team. Now, who do we have here? So, you came in to land third?
Yes. Yeah.
You had a good day?
Yeah, it was great. I had a bit bad luck in the start. My instruments didn't work, so I had to do a lot of catch up. But in the end, it was nice in Aravi. So yeah, it was good.
Are you happy with that performance?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome, great. Yeah. Congratulations. So who else have we got come in? I think we should just watch some of these landings because they're always just a wonder to see. Coming in hot. So that was Ronnie Guyson from the Netherlands who came in third. So just checking there, I didn't quite catch his name. And then Cyril, looks like Cyril has already landed.
This might be him right here.
Yeah, this is... Oh no, of course it says goal when they've made goals, so I think this must be Cyril. Let's... Just Cyril avoiding the tandem. What a performance from Team Ozone 2. We've got Baptiste Lambert came in second to the landing field, but takes the win. And Cyril Lambert, his father, just a few places back, so they'll be good for their team rankings. I don't think they're too worried about the team rankings. It's all about just the fun, and this is their area. And see if we can see Cyril. Bonjour, Cyril. Très bon.
Yes, but I'm a little slower on last part. But I think I don't come in very high. And finally, I come in very, very high. 900 over the landing.
Did you sleep last night or with the celebrations from your daughter?
Bien. C'était bien là. C'était bien. Opa. Bonne chose de faite. Super job. Je t'ai vu impacter jusqu'à la fin. T'as ralenti un peu. J'ai ralenti un peu, c'était idiot.
En plus. Oh. Yeah. Super. Merci.
Ça m'a fait plaisir de finir avec ça.
I'm very tired.
Yeah. I'm very tired, he just said. Yeah, I'm sure he is. So became a grandfather for the first time yesterday. So exciting, busy 24 hours in the Lambert family. Congratulations to them. But here we are. Now the lead gaggle coming in thick and fast. So Millie, what's on your mind as you watch them coming in?
I see that they're setting up their landing approaches much better. It's really nice to see them all come in and they all seem to be quite happy.
But you're going to be happy landing in here and just going to stand back and film this. It just looks great.
Yeah, with the ROV behind, just beautiful. All these bright colored gliders and harnesses coming in.
Or a little gust.
A little bit of lift as they're coming in, but they're pros. They can handle it.
Most of the time.
Yeah. But very nice flow path as they've all come in together. All of them have made the correct landing zone so far, which is going to keep everything super positive in this LZ from all perspectives.
Would you be able to have a look at the where Meta is or where it's Sarah Zimmerman? Who's first female? We've slightly lost track of the first female pilot to come in. I think there was Sarah and Linda Hoch.
Looks like our one coming in next is Lena Sparvater.
Okay, Lena.
And then Meta Crum would be coming in behind her. And then Magdalena Janaway being third so far provisionally. And then it looks like Sarah Zimmerman is still in it. Back it looks about 45th currently, but slow and steady makes you get there.
It's all about got to get to goal. You got to get to goal. Just glorious. Not so many clouds out today. That part of the forecast was correct.
Go!
Happy with that?
Very happy with that, yeah. Could have lost a little bit on a very lee side area that's Baptist took us to, but we caught back up. All good.
Yeah. Nice to see the big smiles.
have Lena coming in anytime soon here.
What's kind of also interesting, just as an observation, is there's nothing in it. I mean, 10 minutes and the main, we've had 20, 30 pilots come in. Whoop. Here we go. Lovely landing there. Another good landing. Well, you know, the old adage, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, but these landings, I think, in a different league, they're class of their own. Oh, Victor. Let's say hello to Victor. Another good day?
Yeah. This day more, I cannot go into the group because in the coming in the start, I don't come in the task really good, but good.
All good experience. All good experience.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Talk to you later. Yeah, we'll let you unpack. These guys must be so hot. You know, you load on with all the layers of down and warm layers, and then you land and it's just sweltering. Okay, we've got a helicopter somewhere. Not ideal to have helicopters when you're flying, but hopefully they'll avoid each other. Keep a safe distance. Let's see who else. We've got loads more pilots coming in. Still waiting for that first female. Is that Marco? Is that Marco? It is Marco. Marco Sommerfeld. How was today? Not quite the cigar, as the saying goes.
No, not that emotional than yesterday. Was okay.
Yeah.
Was at some point super strong. At some point there was nothing. So really different.
I was going to say, how did it compare to yesterday?
It was at some point it was really good, and like yesterday. But when we had the big crossing, there was almost nothing. So we were thermaling 1.5 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you made it to goal.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. See ya.
And thanks again for the footage.
Oh yeah. Was it working?
Yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. You know, but another pilot safely down. That was a nice landing. That could be Mark Janoway. Hi, Yili. Yeah, good. So this was the guy on the Zello whose voice messages we were hopefully hearing. Some of the time the audio wasn't so good, but thanks for all the live feed. It was some great footage you were shooting up there. Was it a good flight for you?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, we were all expecting weak conditions, and in the end it was workable. It was very cyclic. Sometimes it was very good, and sometimes it was very weak, and you had to wait for the cycle. But I mean, the leaders just got that. You know, from one cycle to the next, from one thermal.
The one thing that seemed like a key moment in the race, when on the way back here, when the lead gaggle, they just went due kind of south over the sort of the middle ground, whereas the gaggle behind just went straight back to the RV. Which was the better line in your view?
The RV. Again, I think the sooner we went to the ridge, it was better, but it wasn't easy. It was like maybe inversion, maybe a little bit wind that went weird, but the moment that you had the cycle at the RV,
it was working better. But being the lead gaggle, of course they take the direct line. They're like, let's follow the course line and hope to pick something on going due south.
Yeah, because they didn't see a good thermal. There were some pilots at the RV, and at that moment there was nothing really working, so they just went direct. Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, look, thank you. We'll let you get.
We're having Simon probably touching down somewhere. We have Mark Janoway.
Yeah, I just saw him come into land. Have we had any of the female pilots come in yet?
Lena would be the first one in. She was on the GTO, so I'm not sure if we've gotten her in yet.
Okay. Mark, come and say hello. How was today?
I did much better than previously. I mean, I got left behind in like the mid part a bit, so I had to catch up then. But I think I finished about 25th now, so okay.
I tried to call you again, but maybe it was at a busy moment.
My phone's not ringing. I've got the headset, but it's not ringing for some reason. I saw the message.
Never mind. I just assumed, that this is what like 18-year-olds are like. They don't pick up the call from dad or. But you had more important things to concentrate on. So, but overall, is it fun? Is it working? What's the general vibe of the SRS?
Like nice climbs, strong. Just, not windy at all. Yeah. So it was really nice today.
Yeah. How are you liking the Tigra?
Yeah, I love it. It's super nice. It's just like I can keep up with the rest of the pack. The performance is good, and the handling is amazing. So really love it.
Have you learned anything from Baptiste? Just seeing where he goes.
He was way ahead. I didn't see him. So no.
Cool. Well, maybe next time. Thanks, Mark. We'll speak to you later. So we still await first female, and we think that's going to be Lena Sparvata. We can have a look at on the feed and see if we can find her. Have you got it?
She is on glide in, and we've got Metacrum right behind her. So she should be one of the ones setting up landing here soon, based on this. So, and Metacrum as well.
Meta and Lena, great stuff. That's a bit of a recovery from Meta. I think it'll be interesting to see her reaction, whether she's disappointed or not. But she'll probably take it all in her stride. So we got Simon Steiner.
The Gin Jenny race. Okay.
We can go and have a chat to Simon Steiner. Hi, Simon. Hey, congratulations. How was it? Did you have a good task?
Well, I lost a little bit at the group when we went back from Lascia to Arvis. The beginning it was a little bit tough to climb out, but in the end it was a nice rich run.
Yeah. It seemed like Luke Nicol had the best line at the beginning. He made quite a good move to hop over onto the west side of the Lascia right early on.
Yeah, I think we all struggled in the beginning to get high, but afterwards higher up it was super nice, good climbs, and Luke Nicol had a good line. And most of everybody followed him.
It seems like your team is doing pretty well. Do you think is your team is going to take the win?
I hope so. I think the guys came in front another one, and we had like 3 straight wins so far. I hope to add another 4th.
Fantastic. We'll leave it there, Simon. Yes, thanks. Thanks a lot. And sorry we weren't able to call you in the air. It kind of didn't work out in the end. But yeah. Oh, Lena. Is it Lena? Lena. Lena. Congratulations. So I think you're your first female into goal?
I don't know. I hope. Really?
Meta, I think, is still coming.
Oh, really? Good news for me. Thank you so much.
Can you describe the day for you? What was your goal when you started?
So for me it was very good. So my English is not the best, sorry. So in the first time I went to the first gaggle, and then I come a little bit slower, and then to the Grand-Bornand. So it was very nice for me. Yeah. So the day works very good, and yeah.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been flying?
So 9 years.
9,
yes,
okay.
And I do many competitions. So I don't know. So for 4 years, three years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I come back. I come back for the SRS this year. So without 2 years, without SRS, and yeah, it was very good to come back.
Good. You chose a good week with the weather. And
A new wing for me is very good. So
what are you flying? What's your wing?
it's the Tau from Advance.
The new Tau, right?
Yes, it's so nice to flying, and yeah, France is very wonderful. So beautiful views every day. So the lake, the mountains, so it was really amazing.
Where are you from?
I'm from Chile.
You're from Chile.
Yes.
And you live in Europe or you live in Chile?
No, I live in Chile. Yes, I live on an island for 4 months in a year, so I cannot fly in there. But
Why? What do you do?
because I have a little dive center on an island, and there I cannot fly. But after my season in the underwater, I can come to France and around the.
So you're a diver and you're a pilot. So you do deep and you go high.
Yes, never in the ground. This is my
Is there anything between the two sports that you learn, that the diving helps the flying or the flying helps the?
Yes, you fly always in underwater and just for sure in the air, and always keep calm. Yes, and enjoy the views underwater and here in the paradise.
Interesting. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess underwater. I hadn't thought of it like that, where you're flying, under. And air and water behave the same, I suppose.
Yes. It's forbidden to touch the
ground.
The ground in the underwater, and it's so nice. It's like
It's the same in the air.
yeah. It's not very good idea to touch the ground when I fly.
A bit faster in the air, though. Yeah. Do you if you had to choose diving or paragliding?
No. Please not just that question. It's not easy. Between both, I love to twice. Yeah.
And have you been to the Alpine region many times? You've flown many times here.
Around Europe, yes, but in France, one time in Montclar, the same SRS, and many times with friends in Annecy, but not here, just one time. One time with Joanna. Okay. With Joanna de Grigoli, yes. One time here, and she showed me the place, and it was a very good idea.
Well,
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Wow. And have you come over just for this SRS, or are you here for more?
I'm traveling 2 months. So I went to USA to the Chilean Open, and then I come back to Europe, and then in 3 weeks I'm going to Chile back.
Okay. Well, fantastic! Congratulations, Lina. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Oh, brilliant. Well, there we are. That's the thing with this sport. There's so many interesting people coming from different backgrounds. I think Meta is a fermentation scientist. Lina is, as you just heard, she's a diver. So. Anyway, here we are. They're still coming in, still pretty glorious. What do you make of it all, Millie?
This is a beautiful day into launch or to landing zone. It seems like the winds are much more favorable for everybody today, so landings have been pretty nice. Not so sketchy, so putting it down super safe. And wow, it's just a beautiful day.
It is. It's just great vibes here. It's just everyone's got a big smile, pretty relaxed, everyone. I was going to say something about ballast, but I won't. Okay, look, what do we got? Who have we got here? He's putting in some. Lovely. Expertly done. Well, I think this is the point where we kind of wrap things up. Millie, thank you so much for all your efforts behind the mic as well. So thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow for task number 5, and it's looking flyable the whole week. A big shout out to all the team and all our pilots who agree to carry the cameras in the air. We'll see you again tomorrow. That's it from us. Goodbye for now.